What's good? What's good, people? This your boy Scott Lewis, Apartment Gamer and more here with another one on Sunday. What's good? What's good, me people? What's good? We'll talk a little bit about what's going on with the Nets today. I have a couple of topics that about MPJ saying that he that coming to Brooklyn changed his life. That's what's up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I kid you not. I'm gonna bring it up too. Let's see. Let me bring this up. Let's see. Open a new tab. Let's get this going. Michael Porter Jr. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got this out. Michael Porter Jr. talking about out here is lit. I guess the nightlife got him in Brooklyn. Michael Porter Jr. says Brooklyn changed his life more than the NBA millions. I wonder what he really meant by that. I really wonder what he meant that it changed his life. Did he meet somebody? Is it something, a special person in his life? But the article is on Yahoo Sports. There's arguably no other player who has had a more upward trajectory in his career today with Michael Porter Jr. In his first 7 seasons, he was a valuable role player for the Denver Nuggets, despite back problems that had affected his draft stock, causing him to fall to the 14th pick in the 2018 draft. Denver proved to be the best environment for him to develop, as the team practice helped him grow alongside Jokic and Murray, leading to an all-important championship in 2023. He's 24 years old. At 24 years old, Porter Jr. was already a champion and was one of the highest paid players in the league, earning over $35 million every season. When Denver finally let him go, they shipped him to the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, so many fans downplayed the move as a salary dump for Denver, but for MPJ, it was by all means beneficial. He has become the Nets star, and at some time, he is living in a city he has never really experienced, enjoying every bit of it. Yeah, New York City is lit, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's lit. So, I mean, it's definitely, it's always something to do. What's good, Jamal? What's good, man? What's good, man? How's your Sunday? You feeling better? I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I see you here. You always here. I appreciate it, though. In terms of NBA, he definitely became Denver to Brooklyn. Porter Jr. said when asked what the craziest lifestyle change he experienced so far, man, out here is lit. Yeah, it ain't Denver. It don't shut down at night. I ain't gonna lie to you. You get up at 2 o'clock, it's still going on. Matter of fact, it might even be starting at places you're going to. Porter Jr. went from Denver, a relatively laid-back city, to New York City, one of the world's busiest and most culturally expressed places. The lifestyle change would surprise anyone. But for Porter Jr., who grew up in Indiana, I didn't know he grew up in Indiana with 8 siblings. It was the perfect opportunity to enjoy the life he earned. It was also, and this is quoting him from this article, it was also a lifestyle change going from having no money to having money and access to do what you want to do. That was big, he stated. But I think going from Denver to New York, like it's different out here. The energy is different. It's constant. I know that energy is. Yo, listen, whether you have money or not, New York City got it going on. Constantly you can get into something. Constantly. I mean, it's all day, all night. Players in the league today earn millions despite their place on the roster. Every player has had a crazy lifestyle shift with more money than ever before. But for Porter Jr., having money wasn't really the big change in his life that it seemed. Despite earning over $150 million throughout his career so far, Porter Jr. still doesn't consider himself rich. He doesn't live the luxurious lifestyle like his peers do, and instead focus on giving back to his family who helped him get to this point. That's what's up. However, now living in Brooklyn, he has experienced a new life in a culture that almost encouraged him to spend more on himself today, something he said he wanted to do rather than invest in the future. You know what? You gotta live. I ain't gonna lie to you. You'd be crazy not to. Aside from the lifestyle change, his move to Brooklyn also represents a shift in his career, one that could truly cement himself as a force in the league or reinforce many fans' notions that he is simply an overpaid role player. My whole thing is, do you really look at him as an overpaid role player? Do any of y'all look at him as an overpaid role player? Really? I mean, I don't see him that way. I really don't. I don't see him. I see him as a highly paid type of player that can assist in winning titles with the right people around him. Make or break. For much of his tenure in Denver, Porter played within a system dominated by Jokic, of course, and that wasn't necessarily a disadvantage to him, as the latter ability to create open looks and find them helped him become one of the best 3-and-D players in the league. Do y'all consider Michael Porter Jr. in the top 5 3-and-D? Do anybody see him in the top 5 3-and-D in the league today? You don't see it that way, Jamal? No? Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, man. Maybe you're right. Then again, I mean, making $150 million and living in Brooklyn is kind of you balling. You balling. You are balling now. For much of So, however, there was always scrutiny around his contract and his output. Many expected Porter Jr. to become an all-star as he developed, but injuries and team emphasis on Jokic and Murray reduced his chances of doing so. What's up, player? What's good, player? What's good, dude? What's good? I'm talking about MPJ and how he said that living in Brooklyn and New York City changed his life. Changed his life. I can believe that. Oh, we got John, everything BK. John. What's up, John?
Hey Scott, happy Sunday to you. Hope you're doing
Yeah,
well.
happy Sunday to you, man. What's good?
Yeah, it's
What you
been.
think about this MPJ article?
Listen, at the end of the day, I just think the writing's kind of on the wall where we and MPJ are at. Obviously, he wants that one last big contract. I mean, he's been through a lot in his young career. Was injured before he even got drafted, and some people go, "Could this guy be a potential top pick at a certain point?" Maybe, but again, the injuries have been a real part of his life, and he's done the best he can to adjust. Winning a title with Denver as a third or fourth option, that is a feat in itself. But at the same time, looking at where we are with our young guys, for right now, MPJ is on this team, and hopefully he can instill just more confidence with some of these guys as far as their shot making abilities go. You think about with Julius Randle, he's there to help these young guys with physicality. For MPJ, it's making shots. That's the one thing that MPJ is really still good at, besides some rebounding, is he can catch and shoot really well. So for how long MPJ's here for the next 5 months, hope we can just give these young guys enough confidence in their own shot making abilities because we need to see a lot from this young core. So with MPJ
Yeah.
right now, it just kind of feels like the writing's on the wall that we're eventually going to move him. I don't know what for, but you've heard me say I'd rather be for a younger upgrade piece than just role guys again because you have all these picks in the world. We don't need role guys. We kind of need some upgrade pieces to surround our other young core members. So it'll be interesting to see where we are with MPJ 5 or 6 months from now. So it's definitely something to monitor.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. Jamal's saying that if he ball out, his money will be worth it. In this article, it says so when he was moved to Brooklyn, everyone was intrigued by how he operated as a primary scorer. And so far, he has stepped up mightily, averaging a career high 26.8 points, 7.8 rebounds last season. Though both of them are highs, there's a relatively excitement about what he can do further in Brooklyn throughout their rebuild. Despite constant trade rumors, Porter Jr. looks comfortable on and off the court in New York as possibly the franchise centerpiece for their future. I don't know about how far in the future you can go, but because he is 28.
Yeah, I don't think franchise is anywhere close to this guy's portfolio. I'm just, being logistical here again. He's, I think, no worse than a third option right now. There's still value with him in the NBA. And like I say, if a team does give up a younger upgrade piece for him, again, MPJ is essentially a rental, but the opposing team will get his rights to renegotiate with him. So it's not like a team just getting this guy for a 1 year deal. They can still renegotiate a different deal with them. I just feel like for him right now, he sees our situation going, you guys don't have a definite franchise guy right now. You have Michael Egor, who theoretically are potentially the best shot you've had at a homegrown duo in Brooklyn Nets history. So maybe he's trying to say, you could give me a lot of money and I'll do what I got to do. But at the same time, just not the way the business side of this works anymore. Again, to what you said, Scott, like you can't really see too far in the future with a guy who for the last 2 years has brought up retirement. Like I get last year because it was a new team, new environment. MPJ was going through all those motions of adjusting to New York lifestyle. I get that. But then fast forward to this summer, after having what you said, an impressive season, he was the only lone top option this team had. So I get that. But then you bring up retirement again. You say maybe 5 years down the line after my big contract, and that's where I think the organization kind of was like, whoa, we like you, Michael Porter, but we got to really see where we're at besides, because we know where you're at. But we got to see where we're at in a few months from now if this team does exceed expectations a bit and kind of wants to maybe get an upgrade piece. You can't tie down money to this guy because if you do, you lose that flexibility to get a younger upgrade piece. And I just feel like the organization is waiting for that potential young piece to be available down the line. And also, MPJ wanted Watson to get paid, which I think was a non-starter the whole time for us. I didn't really see that happening. So I just feel like for him, negotiation-wise, he didn't do the best, make the best case for himself, let's say. So I think the Nets are fine keeping him right now. But in February, depending where some teams are, they're supposed to be contenders. And if they're in that middle tier playing bracket, they might want to move a young piece for an MPJ just to stay competitive. So I really think we have options with him. It's just I don't see no extension whatsoever. And I'm not surprised the organization didn't bring up one yet.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't think they were going to go for Watson. I didn't think that was happening.
Yeah,
They're not giving up their flexibility, and that's I understand that part. This season, if he shoots well and have a good season, his trade value would be even higher. It
yes,
should be, but
yes.
that the big question is, do teams have the cap space and the money to pay him what he's worth?
Right, and that's where you got to look at contract situations. I always bring the Franz Wagner one up because his salary is near identical to Michael Porter Jr.'s. And the Magic are a very interesting team. They are financially dug in with Suggs, with Wendell, with Paulo, with Franz, and Desmond Bain, of course. So they traded 5+ picks away for. So like they should be a top 4 seed this year. And if they're not again, I think the last 3 years they were had aspirations to be a good team, and this is their 4th year, especially with the Franz Paulo duo. If they're a playing team by early February, I think they got to ask themselves, can we really financially keep this going? Being a middle team and the Franz and Paulo thing ain't working out. That's why a team like them might pivot to say, you know what, we still think Paulo's a franchise guy. Franz, we like this kid, but at the same time, we have to get a complementary piece next to him. That's where MPJ, like you said, if he's doing well numbers wise, there's a good swap situation there. The Magic are still very competitive. You're just swiping out Franz for MPJ. I think MPJ helped space the floor for Paulo and these other guys, and he would fit in with that offense. For us, Franz is 24 years old. He's 6'10". I saw some training film on him the other day. Looks great. Having a 6'10" guy like that next to a 6'9" Egor and a 6'4", 5" potentially Michael Brown, that's a good young trio to invest in for our future. So that's a scenario I keep bringing up because, like you just asked me, how does the money work? That's one scenario where the money works. Another one is Trey Murphy, who is a few years younger than Michael Porter Jr. He's under a great value contract for 3 more years. I think it's 30, 28, 29, 31, something like that. Great
Yeah,
value contract. So again, the Nets could swap MPJ for a younger piece. It just depends on if those teams are doing better than what we think they're doing, or they're doing like I'm saying they're going to be, which is kind of middle of the road, mediocre-ish. So there are opportunities to move this guy. My worry is that our GM's going to do what he always does, which is trade a top option for potentially roll guys and some picks. You have all these picks in the world right now. It's about getting younger players. So if we trade FPJ for roll guys in a few months from now, especially if he's having a good season, that would be bad business for me. So I think it depends a bit on how some of these teams that I think are going to struggle, if they're willing to get a vet like FPJ for younger guys. So there are scenarios there. It's just we got to see how the first few months play out before we think about what
uh,
we can moving forward.
yeah. I mean, I'm not against trading him.
Uh,
What I'm not sure of is what you can get,
mhm.
because he's 28 years old. He's high paying. He's high maintenance
Yeah,
for most teams. Why would they give up their young players? Why would they do that? That's the question. I mean, why would they do that? Not unless they are running for a championship. That's the
right.
only reason why. So either the Nets going to pay him, but pay him short term. Like 2 years, 3 years, or if he takes it. I mean,
Well,
well,
that that was supposed to happen around August 11th, and it didn't. And the reason why that was an important date was because that would line up 6 months down the line when the deadline comes. Now, if you extend the guy, you can't trade him till the following summer, so you lose some optionality there, and that's just not a smart business move. So I'm not surprised they didn't do that. I just feel like they want to see how the team performs record wise. And if MPJ's numbers are good, and there are teams like Orlando or Pelicans that are dangling a Franz or Trey, then I think Marks might finally do a smart move and do a swap of some sort with players. Because if we're performing a little better than what people expected, and you're not going to re-sign this guy, you try to get a younger piece that's going to complement the team even more and help them get better for the future. Moving MPJ for a good player this upcoming deadline, regardless of record, would be for the future. It's not to like make the team crazy good to win a top playoff seed or anything, but it's a free agency move nonetheless. So it really comes down to one, if those teams are really struggling, and two, you ask why they move off those guys. Again, Orlando is financially dug in right now. that team should be a top playoff team. And if they're not, they can't pay guys forever and struggle. The Pelicans, they made zero moves this past offseason, and they were a bottom team last year. So again, I'm giving examples of teams that are in those precarious situations, and they might do good getting a vet like that and moving off a young player, not because they want to, but because they have to if they're underperforming a lot in their respective conferences.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, like Jamal was saying, what happened if you trade MPJ for a young player, but he's not as good as MPJ?
Bad business. It's bad business. Again, it's another March era. And again, this is what we
I don't think there's that many good players. I don't think there's that many players that's a better shooter than he is in the league.
Again, he's a good shooter, but having a Franz Wagner's a guy who could play both sides of the basketball, defensively and offensively. And again,
I understand Franz, but that you can get that Franz thing out your head. They're not letting him go.
No,
they're not going to let him go. They would not let him go? I'm telling you.
You think they're fine? They're happy. They're supposed to be a top 4 team this year.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're not going to let a great player go, a good player go.
They might not have a choice. They're financially dug in. You can't be financially dug in on a young team.
The only way that'll happen if Franz asks for it to happen. If Franz don't ask for it to happen, Charlotte is not letting them go. I mean, Orlando not letting them go.
It depends on how they do as a team. And then the Pelicans, I think they're more open, wide case.
So that means that means you got another year with MPJ.
For right now, those are the two teams I keep bringing up because you can get a young piece back. Some other teams, like I thought the Warriors made a lot of sense because Jimmy's on an expiring contract, but apparently this Kerr doesn't want the guy. And I look at the Warriors roster; it's so old right now. Wouldn't you want a guy that's at least 5 or 6 years younger than your main core?
They don't want his They don't want his contract. They don't want that $40 million contract. I'm telling you, that's a problem for teams.
Yeah, and they want Jimmy's $60 million foreign contract. I mean, come on.
They could just let him walk.
Again, though, that Stephen Curry's window, and again, that's why I was surprised because it feels like they don't have enough to compete over there. So again,
no, they don't.
That was an option team, but I'm putting them out right now. My two main teams to move MPJ through. Or maybe Pelicans or Magic. I thought maybe Cavs at one point, but they made the move for Watson, so I don't see us getting an Allen or Mobley type guy right now. So again, there are some limited options to get a good piece for him, and there are also some limited bad options. Like imagine we send this guy to Portland for Drew Holiday and Stu Henderson. That's not going to excite me. Like Drew Holiday's a good vet, but he's making $36 million right now, so that doesn't help me out. Stu Henderson was a top 3 pick.
On this team, what do you rank him, MPJ, as a number 3 guy?
At the moment, yeah, him and Randall, it's like dangling between like a top.
I might think he's over Randall.
I think Randall does a lot more in the interior than MPJ does. I know we saw.
Yeah, but I'm talking about scoring wise.
Right, but mostly this year, I think MPJ's numbers are going to dip slightly because he's mostly going to be catching this stuff. He's going
to be playing with Randall. That's why his numbers will dip a little bit because Randall is going to take some of the shots. I get it, but I'm saying he's still the best shooter on the team.
I get that, but at the same time, too, there's a little word with Randall and MPJ because both of them want to score a lot. And again, that might hurt Egor and Michael's progression. Like, my worry is I don't want it to be in the first 10 games. Michael and Egor are taking under 10 shots, and MPJ Randall, it's over 20 a night. Like, I get they're the vets, but this is where you want to see some progression from the young guys, too.
I don't have no doubt in my mind, really. I'm talking about none. That MPJ can light it up way better than Egor and MPJ can do.
Well, let's bring up Egor because you brought him up in your title of the video as being a potential breaking up candidate. Listen, I give Egor a lot of credit. Some people worried he might have been drafted too early. I was one of those guys. But what I do appreciate about Egor is he's made through on his promises. He told people, I know I look very skinny right now. I'm going to spend a lot of time at the gym and I'm going to get better. Fast forward a year later, he looks strong. He looks a lot better confident wise with scoring the basketball. Egor is one of those few prospects last 10 years where he's actually kept through on his promises. He got strong. And I think that's definitely going to translate his sophomore year. Now, again, how does he play with ball scoring, dominant guys like Randall and MPJ? It's a learning curve, but I like that him and Michael have formed that close brotherhood. I think that's going to reflect more positively off Yegor's game because we want to see interior scoring, we want to see free throw numbers go up. We want to see more than just 3-point scoring. I think for Yegor, if he has a really good season, I think he could really surprise a lot of people and be a really good part of this team's future. Again, he just has to show what he did in Summer League was no fluke. Again, if you can drive over people now, I think he grew an inch. I think he's 6'9" now as opposed to 6'8". If you can drive by people, makes you a very deadly scorer for this team. So I feel like for Egor, I think his future is anything can make it right now, and I hope this is a big breakout year for him. Maybe most improved potentially. I just think for Egor, show what you did in the Summer League was no fluke, and that this is the translation of your progression, being stronger, being more interior oriented. So I think Egor is going to have a good season, Scott, and I think he's going to be a big part of this.
Oh yeah. Diego is definitely going to be a big part of this team's rebuild. We got Leaf on the stoop. What's up, Leaf?
Scott, John, man, what's going on, man?
Not
what's
much.
Up, man?
We're talking about MPJ.
MPJ.
How he said he coming to Brooklyn changed his life. Did you see the article?
I didn't see it. I didn't see any comments. Actually, something else had grabbed my interest. I don't know if I sent it to everybody in the conversations and in the chats on Twitter. Obviously it was somebody in our fan base had addressed it. It was basically like a quick PSA to Manhattan fans. I don't even know what to call them no more. But to get to what you were speaking on, MPJ changing his life and whatever and all of those things. I mean, I think everything about this upcoming season and this off season with the players that's still here, there's been a lot of positive rapport with a lot of players that's on this roster, a lot of players that have got on this roster. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's any bad blood or any negative tension or this, that, and the third. I think there's been so many. We've been a topic of so many conversations since the finals. Since the finals has been over. The entire draft is revolved around us picking Michael Brown over Darius Acuff. You got Stephen A. Smith coming out and talking about how we picked the wrong guy. And then you got random Knicks fans going on Carmelo's show talking about if you're a Nets fan, this, that, and the third. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, why is everybody so concerned all of a sudden about what we doing, bro? And on top of that, we got the most back-to-back games just randomly, like a spin of the wheel. Oh, boom, here you go. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I mean, like I look at what's been going on, and I'm seeing a pattern going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's been going on for a while now. You know, 2019, Katie and Kyrie say they coming here. Here come a mandate. Here come the new CBA rules and new CBA changes. We get our picks back. Here come some new draft rules and this, that, and the third. We go in the draft. We pick Michael. Oh no, we supposed to pick Darius Acuff. Now that Manhattan got a basketball championship, the Nets. Why are people Nets fans? This, that. I'm like, yo, like, why is people? It's been so much smoke for a team that ain't doing shit. If we ain't doing shit, why are we on everybody's radar?
I don't know. I can't figure that out.
I'm confused. I'm like, I would hate. You know what it is, bro. And I would hate to see what we like when we start winning.
I'd hate to see it because
I'd hate it, bro. Like, because the thing is that once we start winning, bro, like it's gonna be like all of this negative air is gonna be coming out crazy work.
Some people say
think about the headlines, bro. Like it's just like. You know what I'm saying? So, but to get the MPJ, I guess to get the MPJ and uh, I guess you're talking about Mike Porter Jr. and coming here saving like saving his career, saving life, whatever. I think it's just the positive rapport around like the other players around the team. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a positive rapport around the coaches. It's a lot of our media. A lot of my social media. Like you see nothing but positive shit going on.
Yeah.
You don't see nothing but positive shit going on. It's nothing about us in the news. Nothing about us. And as crazy as the place as Brooklyn is, bro, like it's nothing reported about us and things like that. I mean, MPJ has said some things about feeling like he should retire, this, that, and the third. But I mean, you get a change of heart, man, once you're around like a good positive air. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and for us to be losing the way that we was, I think a lot of this roster and a lot of the staff is coming into the season with like a more positive mindset and a more prepared mindset. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was just talking. We was talking about Cheney Johnson interview that he had with the Brooklyn boys. Shout out to Connor.
Yeah.
Um, he was having that interview and might not last year was talking about how we got some shit in Brooklyn and last year when we went on a 17-0 run against Manhattan and then had to take everybody out because somebody upstairs said, "Yo, you need to sit down because we tanking." Um, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like we got to take a lot of the good with the bad. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like we take everything with a grain of salt as Nets fans. I think that it's so many opportunities for a lot of different players on our team, to show things and show what they got and this, that, and the third, man. I think it's a good opportunity for the vets. It's definitely great opportunities, man, for everybody redrafted. You know what I'm saying? With all these back to back, so you're gonna get a chance to see everybody play. Once you get a chance to see everybody, get their NBA play time in, man, because nothing could prepare you more for the NBA than NBA minutes itself.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
for
So I
sure.
mean, it's just we got to just get out there. That's why I always call it repetition. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
I think we all. I would like to say that every last one of us, man, whether it's me, John, you, Breeze, we all got somebody. We all looking forward to seeing something or something or somebody from this roster. Make some sort of jump and make some
It's
sort of leap
it's
and improve and just get better. Just get better at being in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
it's definitely the most interesting season since the Big Three debacle, and I do believe that everybody on this team has to fight for something this year. I'm most excited. I keep saying about Egor Michael because that's the first duo we've had in a young squad in 10 years, so that's special in itself. And even though I keep fighting for upgrade pieces, I do see a few of these guys as being long term assets alongside Michael Egor. Dayron, if he goes back to his backup role, could be great for us. I think Minot, a big year of growth and development, potentially starting some minutes. We need to rest certain starters. Like there's some pieces here we can carry over when we do add upgrades. I do see that. Again, at the same time, I also respect Buck Williams, a former legend in his own right. He was on a
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was on a show today and said
Yeah, I
like,
saw it.
okay, I think the Nets have are on a right trajectory, but again, the front office needs to do a better job of incorporating more upgrades into the system to give these young guys more to surround them with to fight for more than just good morale wins, actual logistical wins, which they were going to come this season. I will see some of those come. But again, as far as where we're going, as far as the real trajectory goes, and he also said the organization needs to do a better job of marketing itself again for star players. Like to what Leaf always brings up, there was a lot of damage the big three and Sean and Joe left with the NBA. They left a sour taste in their mouths. We cost them NBA money with a lot of TV deals. We cost them potential future seasons of revenue. And again, Adam Silver, he seems like he's a guy that doesn't doesn't like to be stabbed through the heart a lot of times. He remembers those things. So again, there's unfortunately a little debt that some organizations have to still pay to that. But at the same time, you have all these picks in the world. You have a bit of a young core in place. You have to block out that noise and show the NBA why we're the Brooklyn Nets, what we mean, what our identity is. And again, this is a season to just get back on an even playing field a little bit and fight for something, because we have to get some respectability back in the NBA. It sucks that, with the Joe Tsai being upset at the Knicks thing when he agreed to send Bridges over to the Knicks for 6 picks. Again, that's your baggage. That's what you have to carry. The worst case scenario happened there. Own it. But again, the biggest focus is on how to better improve the Brooklyn Nets, not with the outside noise. And I think that's what Sean and Joe need to realize is you guys have done a lot of damage to this organization, but you are still in charge for some reason whatsoever. You have to make do on it and give the base something more to be invested in, not just, potential anymore, but can we create something structured? Can we create something more roster balance oriented? Because again, we have to see some sort of progression after this year, regardless of our record. If it's 10 or 20 wins more than what people expect, I really think the following year, that's when we have to really start showing people what we are going to do as far as building a more composed team. And I think Sean and Joe, they have to do on that. Like the
Yeah,
Brooklyn
yeah.
Nets have been through a lot of turmoil, and we're still loyal, like we've said. Whether it's the highs or the lows, we're all Brooklyn Nets no matter what. But the fact that we're still looked at as a bit of a joke in the NBA, that should really get Sean and Joe's blood boiling. You have
Yeah.
to show by actions with making real roster improvements around the guys you believe in. So we'll find out this season who are dependable and who unfortunately are expendable to our
Yep.
long-term goals.
Well,
Yeah, I
would,
want. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Scott.
Lee. No, I just
Yeah,
want to read this thing I saw on X, which I find to be interesting. Jared on X, the Discord has gotten out of hand, and unfortunately, it's ridiculous on both sides of the spectrum. I truly don't understand what folks wanted out of this off season, considering we rebuild. Where are we
Where we
in the
are in the
rebuild?
rebuild.
Right, and like one DJ was saying, move the worst player. Which
That we did do.
did we move the worst player? We drafted a point guard, star potential, added an all-star for free,
That's Julius
basically.
Randle.
Right. Didn't overcommit on free agent contracts.
Right.
Retain all the guys with merits, showing that they have higher potential. Meaning that Jordy gonna hold him. Jordy gonna hold him to a higher standard this
I
year.
think, yeah, I think a lot of those things are true, even though he quoted somebody else.
Right.
What he did. But
yeah.
I mean, but
Yeah.
I get what he's saying. In terms of that, I'm like the reason why I was hell bent on it is because I felt like we was all on the same page once we got these picks, bro. Like no matter what we got, we got to give these picks a chance. I'm
We
not
got
bringing
him.
up other names. I'm not bringing up other names anymore. Yo, would I want to see Trey Johnson on the team? Hell yeah. Would I want
Of
to see
course.
Cooper Flag on the team? Hell yeah. Would I
Of
want to see
course.
AJ DeBonsa or Caleb Wilson on the team? Hell yeah. But they not here.
They not
and
gonna
and
be,
and,
and
li-
they not
and
gonna.
life goes on, bro. Like so, I'm not.
Yep.
So I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not about to blow my head off because the thing is we can't do shit about yesterday. Yesterday
For
is gone, bro.
sure.
Like you can't do a damn thing about yesterday. So all of this proposed, I understand it, and the thing is now that we seen some of the worst GMs and some of the worst owners win championships, win at least a championship. Now the thing is, bro, like we're not gonna congratulate goddamn Sean Marks or Joe Tsai if a championship is won in is won in Brooklyn with the pieces on with some or most of the pieces on this roster. We're not going
Right.
to congratulate them because they not taking the blame for none of the fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm like, so to me, I've ignored whatever trades happen, bro. I've ignored anything coming towards the season until we get towards the next off season, bro. Like I've ignored it. The reason I've ignored it in terms of the front office, in terms of ownership, is because ownership, at least from Joe Tsai part, I mean, he said something. He said he was frustrated, but the thing is, was it supposed to be? Was it supposed to be like a light of the fire for the players and the coaches?
If,
You know what I'm
if
saying? Like I like that. That's all I got from that. But as far as Sean Marks go, Sean Marks is Sean Marks. Whether like what if this team win a championship in the next 3 years, there's nothing stopping me from still telling everybody how incompetent Sean Marks is. There's nothing telling me because
if,
a lot of championships realistically is built on luck. It is, bro. Like a lot of people just don't know it.
his
Yeah,
A lot of that shit takes a lot of luck, bro. The
yeah. You need
Oklahoma
a lot
City,
of shit to go your way.
The Oklahoma City Thunder, as good as they were, bro, they got a hospital ring, bro. Like nobody wants to say it out loud.
Right.
hey,
Nobody wants to say the quiet part out loud. I understand. I understand. We're trying to build a competing roster and a roster that's going to compete for the future and be in the playoffs and win playoff series and knock on the door, this, that, and the third. And then if we knocking on the door, somebody is not going like a good portion of our fan base is not going to be excited about us just knocking on the door. We need to go grab this piece and grab this and grab that. And then if we get it, boom, we make a trade one too many, and trade a couple of key pieces, and then get that piece that we want. Now we took 2 steps back and 1 step forward. So
the
Right.
realistically, bro, like I don't lean on. I think the most important part of this CBA, and I think it's credit. We gotta credit some of the teams, even the one hit wonder teams or the teams that's been competing in the playoffs for years. To me, in my personal opinion, I know a lot of people don't agree on it. I stand on this hill by myself. To me, the most important thing about this CBA has been development. I mean, if you look across the board, if you look at the teams that won, bro, like they won with what they won with because that's what they got out of the draft, or that's what they got out of the
well,
a previous free agency where somebody was willing to sign with them, bro. Because now, John, as you explained it, it's now pre-agency. If the
right,
players don't want to come here, they don't want to come here. You know
right,
what I'm
and
saying? Like, I mean,
what
whether it's because of the KD Kyrie thing or whether it's not, or because they making more money in the places they got drafted in, I'm not expecting it. What I am
and what
expecting is good rapport from the players and the coaches coming into this season, and that's what we need to be focused on, bro. Like anything on the outside, it doesn't mean anything, bro, until we go out and get it. We keep trying to look for Sean Marks to just raise his hand and get the questions right, bro. Like he's not gonna do it, bro. Like the thing is, I think in the last 10 years, with all the mistakes that he's made, bro, like he hasn't made a A plus move since Katie and Kyrie. But
yeah,
since then, he has made a lot of goddamn B minus shit. So I got it. I mean, he hasn't jumped the gun on some super max contract that basically screwed us over for years.
Yeah, that's for sure.
that's the
So
issue.
I gotta look at what we were last year and what
And
we are
then look
coming into
at
this season.
to this shit. Right. Exactly.
Well, the interesting
Like
thing about
it's better. Like no matter what anybody says, it's better.
well, as much as I think some people like the new CBA, some people don't like. What I do like about it is that it does even out the playing field a lot because not every team, especially good teams, can maintain a championship every year just by leaving things as they are. It forces teams to get creative. It forces some teams to weigh pros and cons to certain players and add a certain level of uncertainty if you can maintain a championship window. Like I'm so happy with the Warriors. They're down. So we got KD. I think that slick move, and I feel like the NBA was like, we can't have this forever. The same team winning 3 or 4 times, we have to make it a bit better. So I do think the CBA has helped in that regard. For the Nets, we haven't really gone into the CBA yet. We haven't gotten that big piece yet to like put ourselves near those aprons because we're not a championship team right now. But again, you have all the picks in the world. Like, listen to what people can say about Sean Marks is he knows how to recycle picks and cap space. But again, it's what you do with those picks and cap space. And that KD Kyrie James thing might be the closest chance he's ever had to potentially winning a title with that blew up in his face. And now, going around this new time, again, you have Michael and Egor. You don't got to pay him for 3 to 4 more years. And this is where I think between now and 2028, the Nets have to really decide how do you want to approach coming back into contention. Because I brought it up on Breezy's show. The Nets in 2020 are going to have 8 picks. They're going to have their own pick. They're going to have Philly's pick and 2 swap picks. and 4 second-round picks. You already have 9 guys drafted on this roster, so the Nets, I think, are going to cash in some of those picks on somebody. I'm not sure who yet. We've talked about hypotheticals, but again, between now and 2028, if Michael and Egor are playing very well, and this is before they're even eligible for those new contract extensions, that's when you make the move for a big player. You look at Detroit, their situation. They waited until they had to pay Cade, and now they have to pay Austin Thompson and Durant to want to be a good team. And now they're in a financial bind where Durant wants his money. They don't want to give it to him. And Thompson probably wants some good money, and they don't want to give it to him either because of his offensive limitations. The thing with the Nets is you want to avoid that bear trap where, let's say, Michael Yeager play very well, and they're very entitled to certain contract extensions, but what's around them? You don't want to wait till they got to get paid to start contending. The way to beat the CBA system is if Michael and Yeager are outperforming expectations, let's say this year and a bit of the following year, that's when you got to strike on some star upgrade that complements their timeline and elevates it. You don't want to wait till they got to get paid and then you want to become a good team. No, there's a certain window to figure this out. And
I
I
mean,
said between now and
to
2028, you
me,
figure it
John,
out
I think
between
it
a
really
window.
depends on. I think it really depends on like their track of the track course of their improvement, bro. Like if they like improve, if they come into this year, I mean, obviously the 65 games like is like the only threshold to make
Uh,
all NBA teams and make get these awards and all NBA this and that
right.
and all star this that the third. So I think the Nets front office they it seems to me that they're hell bent on doing that, on doing themselves in like around players is not improving to the point where they gotta improve and where we gotta pay them. Dot 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 dot. The worst thing that could happen to the Nets, like in terms of the money, is hypothetically speaking, and I know it ain't gonna happen, is if Noah Clowney go off for 20 and 10 instead of Danny Wolf. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
worst thing that could happen
I
because the
can't
thing
see
is because right now you looking at him like on that last year of that rookie scale contract because remember Wimby got paid first out of that draft. So if you go Wimby and the Thompson twins is looking for money probably in another year. He's in that draft. So the worst thing that could happen to the Nets is if he goes off for 20 and start going off for 2010. He gets an all NBA nod or all star nod, this, that, the third. Now he's gonna be looking for money. I think that this season and when we always talked about the back to backs, I think a lot of players that's not on the main roster is gonna get play time. That's more of the reality. The ceiling, bro, like is Danny Wolf take this team to heights they never seen before. But the more logical trajectory of this team is a lot of players that's gonna play that wasn't initially on the roster, and they probably gonna fill out more like the towards the 30 and the 40 games mark.
it.
If that happens, and this team wins north of 30 or 35 games, I don't think anybody's complaining just off the strength of the trajectory of the roster.
I mean, 30
That's just
wins,
me.
30 plus wins somehow this season, I think, is progress. Even if we're barely out of playing, at least it's minimal progress. And I didn't want to talk about minimal progress. But again, if Sean and Joe aren't going to make an upgrade move, let's say next year's deadline, they're going to allow this to just be progress based. That's something. But again, that following summer, we have to make some improvement move because you can't hoard the cap space and these picks forever because you have half the drafted roster already. And I think what you said that was so interesting, Leaf, is with these early back-to-backs, like that second and third game against Cavs and Pacers, I think on that third game, Mike Hell's definitely not going to play because like they did with Yeager last year, with the back situation with Mike Hell, they're probably going to limit him during all these back-to-backs as far as precaution goes. With Yeager, I hope that's not the case. I could see Yeager playing over 60 games this year with Mike Hell. Maybe it's around 50-ish just because they might want to, do what they've always done with young players, which is they play them a certain amount, but they don't allow them to go over certain thresholds because it's their first year. I can say those things. MPJ, I don't see him playing any back-to-backs because of the expiring contract. He's your most valuable trade chip. So again, that's going to open up minutes for Minot to start on the days MPJ needs time off. I can see Danny starting games if Dayron needs a day off and Mo needs a day off, let's say on a back-to-back. I can see Danny maybe starting game or two there. Again, our bench guys are going to get more playing time than I thought, but they got to make do with those minutes, especially Drake Powell. He's going to get playing
I
time,
think
but again, he's going to have to take advantage of those minutes. If he doesn't, again, Doherty's going to assess in his first 20 games who he trusts and who he doesn't. I don't think we have to worry about Noah Clowney leave. I think he's a trade chip. I see him maybe being packaged for an upgrade player, or he's going to be sent for like a second round pick and another younger player from another team that's on a low contract deal. Again, I don't see a long-term future with Clowney because he's had 3 years already. And now, given the fact that Randall took the starting gig from him because he has all-star nods and all that, and now with the backup floor role, your guy Danny Wolf, I do trust him a bit more offensively than Noah because he drives to the paint more. Noah is just shooting threes right now, and you don't need that from a guy. I don't need Noah Klein to be a sharpshooter in this game. I need him to be a big that can take it to the rim and show me something on defense. And his defense has been really bad the last few years. It's regressed a lot, so I don't think we got to worry about Noah Klein this season dropping any crazy numbers. I think he's going
I
to get
mean,
lost in the shuffle.
I don't need them. I just said that as like just a hypothetical
Mhm.
of how the money will work. The best case scenario, bro, like is if if Yegor or of course Danny Wolf go off this year, they won't be
Mhm.
demanding the money right off the rip. That money will only come after next year. Well, at least for Yegor, for Danny Wolf,
Yeah,
it probably for Danny Wolf it wouldn't come to like year 4. So because
right,
he wasn't a lottery pick. So
right.
the reason why it's more the reason why I think that it's more strategic for Danny Wolf to go off, bro. Well, one of the reasons because I think his offensive talent is incredible. But the other reason is because I feel like with like a lot of the way this roster is set up, in my personal opinion, I think it's set up for him to do a lot of different things and for him to find himself in places in this roster. It won't surprise me if he goes from playing in a short role in this roster to where Dayron may not play all of the games. Dayron might not start all of the games after the first month and a half. And then Mo Wagner probably get them 18 minutes, and then he'll play south of 40 games. You know what I'm saying? I think everything that leans forward to how the coaching style is and to how everything is set up, the best chances for us to win is to have heavy spacing when we run a 5-man lineup. And I
It,
think Danny and I understand how people feel about him at the center. This is not to me this is more so just a throwing shit at the wall type of thing, bro. Like that I'm suggesting, but at the same time, it's possible that it could work in terms of the heavy on the offense side. A lot of people have been saying that to me. Look, yo, Leaf, you really want to go heavy on offense? I'm like, yeah. The reason being is because we ain't got shit to lose. No way. One, two. There's nobody of elite two-way prowess that is able to start consistently on this team, and until we get those type of pieces, which most likely going to be at probably the 3 first, because MPJ is probably going to be the first to walk out the door, if that. So we probably should be looking for our two-way wing this time next year. And Danny Wolf to me, bro, like would provide a more than enough space in the front line with MPJ and Julius Randle to make to give the bigs the understanding that they got to make their mind up defensively right away. You know what I'm
it's
saying? So third role for him, the short role and the wing role for him would be perfect to start for him to get his feet wet in that type of lineup, and then as the game moves, or as we start getting our camaraderie and as we start getting our chemistry as a unit, I think that at the faster the game goes, I think the more better off Danny Wolf is, because obviously he's a guard in a 7 foot body, but at the same time that plays to a lot of his strengths. Because
it,
offensively, bro, you notice that's somebody that could dribble, pass, and shoot. The rebounding, once the rebounding is gonna come from a lot of opportunities where the defense is just sleep because they got to keep up with speed, they got to keep up with pace. And once you establish that, bro, like then now you making the directions towards being some type of team, bro, and making some type of success.
at the end of the day, you could convince me to see Danny as a backup five as far as because I think he will get run as backup five starter. He will get maybe on occasion of back to back. I just think and this is a respectful disagreement. I believe our center's out there in the NBA, but for Danny right now, offensively, he probably possesses more potential than Dayron or Mo Wagner. And this is where, like, this is a problem, though, at the same time. We can't afford to lose Dayron or Mo to injury situations. We know Mo Wagner, his injury history is pretty crazy lengthy. This back-to-backs don't really do him any favors. I'd be shocked if he plays any backs-back this year coming off of ACL surgery. And for Dayron, for everybody who has that Durant-Dayron comparison, Dayron's played 18 minutes most of his career. He's only ever started, I think, 7 games or something like that, or 7+ games in his whole like NBA career. So again, there's a lot of adjustment for Dayron this year. I think rebounding wise, he'll adjust very well. But every other factor in his game, those weaknesses aren't going away, which you and I can agree on, Leaf. But at the same time, we can't afford to lose him or Mo to injury this year. So again, I think all three of those guys, Mo, Dayron, and Danny, could average around the 18, 20-minute threshold, but I don't think either are going to be overburdened because at the same time, this is where a guy like Cheney Johnson is going to come into play too. He's not the prototypical center, but he has a mindset where I may be 6'7", but I will give you solid defensive effort at the backup five if
I
I
think
have to play those minutes. So I'm just saying at the same time, let's say there's a scenario where your guy Danny Wolf does start because a Dayron needs a day off and Mo Wagner can't play because he needs a day off for injury. Let's say Danny's a starting five and Cheney's a backup five. I can see a scenario like that. I can see a scenario where Dayron starts a back-to-back and Mo needs a day off and Danny is a backup five. But again, this is where I'm really upset with Sean and Joe is you guys want these skinny bigs so badly, but finding the data where skinny bigs are winning on championship teams. Legit centers are very needed to be a serious team. I think Dayron's going to do good at what he does, but again, I see us starting big in the market still. I don't see either of these three guys being that starter. I see Dayron sliding back to a backup because he's so good at it. And Danny, again, Leaf, I just feel like his role is undefined until we've seen those first 10, 15 games, Jordy define that
I'm
role clearly.
I'm gonna say this, man, before we pass the ball. Just to let you know, Dayron Sharp in 5 seasons, and this is he going in the 6th season. It's only started. It's
Yeah.
only started goddamn 21 games in his career.
21, I
Okay.
think.
Danny
21,
Wolf just this
21.
past year, just this in his first year started 15. Like, come on, man. Like, I think John. I think it's a combination of weaknesses and health. Like with him,
I
with Dayron. This is the reason why he got a 2-year 20. And Mo Wagner kind of speaks to that, bro. Like, if it call me crazy, man, but the not just Sean Marks, but I honestly believe Jordy Fernandez is very fond of Danny Wolf's skill set.
I
And
think Danny,
he's fond of it probably working at the 5 because and he's fond of not just working at the 5 but at least trying it to at least this season to be like, all right, yo, it's a possibility that we might could be able to formulate a style of play here. And I put this on your mind, and I don't want you to make the comparisons. Amari Stoudemire just had an interview about how when he first met Mike D'Antoni, and Mike D'Antoni first got to the team with Steve Nash because he had got there in his rookie when he was in his rookie year. We all know Amari Stoudemire was playing the 4 when he came in the league, right? Like when he was with Phoenix and he was dunking and shit. Mike D'Antoni came to him but said, "Yo, Stat, I need you to play the 5." He was like, "What?" He was like, "Yo, I got to go from Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Rasheed Wallace. Now I got to guard Shaq and Yao. Like, what the hell are you talking about?" He was like, "Yo, trust me." He was like, "Yo, trust me, bro. Like, yo, Stat, I need you to play the 5." And he said it wasn't until after like around training camp he realized the offensive genius of Mike D'Antoni, and that's when they started to run the 7 seconds or less.
Oh, okay.
Now, granted, they obviously they didn't win a championship, but they definitely was a heavily competitive team. He's seen that they was running off 15 wins and 15 straight wins, 20 straight wins, and this is when Phoenix was at their absolute best with Nash and Amari, bro. Like in that pick and roll, bro. And he was at the 5. So like I'm not gonna say it's not possible, and I'm not saying that to make the comparison. All I'm saying is, bro, do not be surprised if you see some unconventional shit happen from day 1 out of the season.
It's
Oh,
going to
okay.
take group effort from all those bigs. It's just, I think that big is out there in the market, but I think Dayron should be kept long term. But even if he has a good season, I don't see his contract bumping up. Like they might bump it up 5 million to what he got this year, but again, keep Dayron as your backup foreseeable future because those are invaluable those type of bigs that Dayron is as a backup because that's an equalizer off the second unit. I feel like right now because you don't have that starter, but when we do get that starter, Dayron slides perfectly back to his normal role. I don't see Mo Vaz as a long term fit because his injury history is so damn lengthy. And for Danny Wolf, I do see him as a part of this offense league. It's just Joy's gonna have to show him those first 10, 15 games. How are you playing him? Are you playing him as a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 5? That has to be defined. And if he does well his first 10, 15 games, I think the conversation we're having could have maybe some substance to it. But we just got to see how it plays out as far as the starting big and backup big roles, go back and forth with these back to backs included as well.
Yeah, we got Notorious on the stoop. What's up,
Okay.
Notorious? What's up,
Yo,
Joey?
what's good? What's good, yo?
Not much. We were talking a little bit. The conversation was about MPJ, but we talked about the whole team. But the thing about MPJ that I found interesting was he said his experience so far in the city is lit. He loves it here. I mean, did you see the article on YouTube Sports?
I mean, yeah, I mean, he always talk about stuff. I mean, he always says stuff like that. I think when MPJ is a small town dude.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He's like from
Indiana.
yeah, somewhere in the middle of the country, somewhere
Yeah, yeah.
one of them rectangular states, as
Yeah. Yeah.
Reese would say.
Joey.
So he's not really used to the big
The-
city like that. He even said he was kind of like skeptical.
yeah.
I think that's common with people who aren't used to big cities like New York, but once they get here and they get their footing and they
Right.
start learning
They
the city and start moving around, they start to enjoy it. So I think that's where he's at in the state of his career and time with the Brooklyn Nets. So
Do you think that would be the reason why the Nets would have the upper hand in negotiating with him? Or you think he's
I mean, I
just
don't know, man. It's all about the money, man. I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's all about the money. It's all about the contract negotiations and if MPJ feels comfortable with not only the money, with the direction that the team is going and how he's going to be utilized. So it's
right?
a lot of different moving parts that go into a player's decision
Yeah.
on where they want to play basketball at. Like I said, the money would be the main part, but also how they're going to be utilized and also how the direction of the team. So he stated that he likes it here. I don't think he minds staying here, but I mean, I guess the money got to be right. So we'll see.
They're definitely not extending him because he is trade eligible. But if you extend him now, you can't trade him at the deadline. And good business teams always have those deals done before potential deadline just to have the option. So if you
Yeah. They
extend
keeping
him
the
now,
option.
you wouldn't be able to do it till the summer. And I just think for Nets right now, they want to see where they're at by February. And they want to see if MPJ's numbers are a little bit better than last year. Like we said, Scott, it regresses a little because of the
Yeah.
inclusion of Randall. But
That is true.
if MPJ's numbers are good, we're a decent middle-ish team that's at least trying to build progress. And there are a few teams out there that might want MPJ services. I think we're in a good situation. But again, we have to see how his numbers perform. And I wouldn't play this guy in any back-to-backs because if he's an expiring, you don't want his back to flare whatsoever. Or for teams to go, oh my God, if there's like one injury, then nobody wants him. So I feel like the Nets have to definitely take his minutes for back to back into concern as well because we don't want to lose him for any time these first few months. You have to keep as healthy as possible and let his numbers be decent.
Yeah, we got Jamal on the stoop. What's up, Jamal?
Hey,
Yo, what's good, y'all?
how
Not
you feeling,
much.
man?
What's on your mind?
Ain't nothing, man. I'm just listening to y'all.
Oh,
Um,
okay. All right.
I was just gonna talk about the aspect of like the money, right?
Yeah.
You gotta realize in New York they ask for a lot of money because we get taxed a lot.
Yeah, yeah. The money is different. It's like if you played in Florida, you don't have city tax.
Exactly. Our market
Right.
is very different, so that's why they ask. We look at it from a standpoint of, oh, we can't give them that much money, but you gotta realize how much money they really getting after
Yeah.
after taxes.
Yeah, they get them
It,
too, boy.
it has to balance out for them, especially if they don't have endorsement deals or anything. It doesn't
Right.
balance out.
Not happening, Jovan. Not happening.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I would argue that MPJ is the second best, or maybe even the first best player on the team.
But that's just right now, though, because we are still not a defined team. We don't know what type of team we're going to be around February. Again, if we're near a plane or just outside of it, then maybe if MPJ's numbers are that good, maybe he wants to agree to a bit of a fair extension, where maybe that first
I know.
year of extension is good and then it descends. But again, to me,
but
if I'm doing business with the guy, the contract has to be descending. It can't be 40
I don't
plus
think.
for three more
you have
years.
to
That's bad
you have to
business. That's
also
bad
you have
business.
you have to also realize, if I'm not mistaken, MPJ was in a draft class with Shea. If I'm not mistaken, I think that
I
was
Yeah,
the
think he
same draft
was right.
class.
Was he?
Yeah, that was the same draft class. So
Oh, okay.
they're around the
Okay.
same age, if I'm not mistaken,
Okay. All right.
yeah,
right?
that's
So,
when his back
so
issues flared up, though, too.
no, the reason why I'm saying that is because he's if we're saying if we're saying Shea is entering his prime, the same thing could be said for MPJ.
But as
Right.
what type of option? Shay's franchise, MPJ's at this point, third, no less than four. Again, there's a divide there on what type of top option you're talking about.
But this is what I'm trying to say, right? Let's see how he does this year. Me
Uh-huh.
and you, me and you already had the conversation about certain players and their durability,
hmm
right? He's played more than Franz Wagner.
And
He's played
Franz is
more than him.
still younger and more skilled, even
But
though
I'm
there's
just
some
saying,
inconsistency in there.
if remember, you always talk about MPJ with his injuries, right? But
But
we're talking about somebody that played more than Franz.
But Franz, it's just been these ankle unnecessary leg injuries.
Regardless,
But he's
John,
back
it
He
this
doesn't
still
year.
ain't
matter.
available, so it
It
don't
doesn't
matter what
matter.
kind of injury it
Availability is the
is.
best ability.
But Franz is a two-way player. MPJ's rebounding is good to make up for his
It,
defensive
but this
weaknesses.
is what
But
I'm trying to
long
say,
term, who do
John.
you
The
trust to
two,
play
the
defense more, though?
being
I
a
would
two
trust
way, the
Franz.
being a two way player don't matter if you're never on the court. It
Again, when
don't
Franz
matter.
is available, the way so when Franz has been healthy and available, I'll be honest, I think he's outperformed Paulo. But when it comes down to it, who is Orlando going to value more? They're going to value Paulo over him because Paulo was their first ever first round pick in a long time. Again, I don't think they're going to send Paulo out the door before Franz. So if Franz is available, he would fit
You're
well with
gonna over you're gonna
there.
overpay for him. You're gonna
He's already,
overpay for
he's already,
Franz.
we don't have to pay him money. He's already making 40 million for the next
No,
three
I'm not
years.
talking about money wise. I'm not talking about money wise. I'm talking about, if you try to trade for him,
You
they're
talking
gonna
about pick
ask for,
wise?
yes. They're gonna
How many
ask.
picks? How many picks They're going to take picks.
He's their second option,
They gonna
John.
do a sign and trade for Franz. They not letting him go for free.
We're not
Yeah,
giving.
they
We're
did.
not going to give up picks. At the end of the day, we have young players. We have one or two maybe good picks we give up. We're not to give a haul for the guy. Respectfully, those little injury concerns actually play into our
John, just because you
franchise.
don't want to give up a haul for him, don't mean that's
Doesn't
not
mean
what Orlando
exactly.
wants.
So why does Luka go for one pick if he's even
Uh,
more valuable
You
than
you think
Franz?
they
He
gonna
makes
let Franz
anything
Wagner go for
by
one
the
or two
pick.
draft picks?
No, because you're acting like Franz is like on a crazy level. He's a good, I think, third option at young
John,
players. But he's
Third
not like
option
John,
behind who?
you could look at some players that Mikael Bridges went for five number ones, bro.
that's Bridges, man. The Knicks were
But
idiotic in
No,
what they
but
did
no,
with the time.
that's because the Knicks got desperate, bro, and they went in for the haul. Like the Knicks went for something that was based on the chemistry. Franz going for one pick is absurd, bro. Like Orlando built with him, bro. Like
exactly, he's their second option.
he was there before Paulo
You,
even came through the door, bro.
you,
Like so
you
the
got to remember, MPJ will be going for Franz. So MPJ is the equivalent, let's say, one pick, a pick and a half on its own, and then you attach two
That's not
picks to him.
happening. That's not
it's not
happening.
happening, John.
So, Jamal, tell me right how many picks do we have to give up for Franz right now? Give me a number. Just give me a number.
Me personally,
Zero because it ain't
I'm
happening.
not.
No,
Yeah,
wait, wait, wait.
I wouldn't give up more than two picks. I
It ain't
wouldn't give up two.
happening.
I wouldn't give up more
Zero
than two
because it
number
ain't
ones,
happening.
bro.
I don't think
Orlando
I
is
think
not John. What you got to understand, Orlando is not in the business of picks anymore, bro. They just picked up Desmond Bain. They
Again,
yeah,
they
we
they
agree.
they're going all in. They're
They need
already
their
all in for
picks.
the haul.
Yeah.
Everything else is that they have to build. Giving up
wait,
funds right
The
now
the
is stupid.
again,
and
again,
leave. The
again,
only way they would do that. The only way they
They're
would do
not
that is
making
if
that deal,
no,
John.
no, no,
John,
no. The
John.
only way they
If
would
you
do
call,
that is
I
if they
guarantee you,
say,
if you call the Orlando Magic right now and tell them you got the 2 picks for Franz
Wait,
Wagner, they
wait,
gonna hang
wait,
up on you.
wait.
they're
Again,
gonna
I
They're
do
would
going
three
say,
or
to
more,
block you, but
wait,
John,
three or
wait,
that's what they're
more.
gonna do.
wait.
Click.
Again. I've been talking to Scott about this a little while ago. Again, the Magic are already dug in financially. They went all in on Suggs, Desmond, Wendell, Powell, and Franz. They've been a mediocre team the last 2 years. This year, there are no excuses. Either you're a top 4 team, and if you're not, they have to decide, can this Powell Franz duo work any longer? Again, for the Brooklyn Nets, MPJ for
That don't
Franz.
mean
Wait,
that they giving him to us.
Hear
But
me
John,
out. Again, MPJ and Franz's contract salaries match up perfectly. The Magic would have the rights of MPJ to renegotiate with him like we would. Again, he helps space the floor for them. He actually doesn't change too much. I think he fits more with Paul. And for Franz, he fits better with 2 young up-and-comers like Michael and Egor because he gets to play his natural position and be an offensive focal point. So again, it comes down to 1 or 2 picks and a swap pick, Jamal. Okay. We're not giving up 4
but
One,
but
picks.
two
this
picks and a
but this
swap
is
pick, bro, from the
this is the
Nets.
reality. This is the reality, John. Right?
We
This is the
have 4
reality,
picks
right?
to give up, Leaf.
Hold on.
Again,
This is
The
the
four
reality.
reality
picks to give
is
up.
that Orlando
It
is
has to
hanging up
be.
the
It
phone.
has to. But not even that, Leaf. It has to be worth Orlando wow. Because at the end of the day, once you move a major piece like Franz, for them, they either getting a better player in return or it's a rebuild.
So is Michael Porter Jr. a good player or is he a bad player? If you're telling me that he's not better than Franz, then
He's a
why do
good.
they want to
He's
on
a
the
good
team?
He's a
player.
good player.
He's a good player, but he's not gonna. They not. They're not gonna have him to replace Franz. It don't
Again,
make sense for them.
again, MPJ will contribute to them and Franz will do this. Again, it's actually a slight win-win for both sides because they're both getting good players. We're just getting a slightly
Yeah,
younger
but
player. They're
but
getting a
but
more mature
John,
No,
player.
John,
John,
you got to think
John,
about what you're
John,
saying.
John, this
You
sales
got to
pitch that you
really
trying to
think
pull
about what
off,
you're
bro.
saying.
Like
I've
Orlando
already
is
made the
hanging that
pick.
phone up.
No, no, they're
If
not.
you trying to throw, wait, you
You
trying to
said
throw
But
away MPJ?
John,
Hold
The
on, John.
problem is MPJ
You
got to renegotiate his contract the second that he get there.
believe,
Orlando already
believe,
got their money tied up, but in Paolo, Franz, and Bain, and Bain
they
had that big contract from Memphis.
Yeah.
believe.
get released with
You can't
MPJ's
tell me,
contract.
John. You can't tell me to take your trash. If you feel
Again,
like your player is trash, why are
so
you trying to put
MPJ,
him on me and
so
think I'm gonna
MPJ,
give you my
wait,
best player?
so MPJ's trash? Oh my God! So then why
No,
would you be trash?
you're
No,
saying it to
John,
me.
John,
You're
John,
trying to sell
John,
me your
you
player.
trying to sell him off? You trying to sell him off like he is, bro? Like
Yeah. Why
Orlando
would I
might look at
do? Am I
him,
stupid?
and Orlando might take
Again,
one look at him and
again,
take one look at Franz and be like, oh hell no.
again,
No,
the
you
Magic,
giving me more.
if the
You giving me
Magic
a more in return.
again, if the Magic are a middling team, the thing is to not break up the pieces of Suggs and Wendell to give your team more problems.
John,
Again, wait, let me
But
say this.
John,
If
but John, you're
Franz
giving
John,
me
John,
you're giving me more
this,
back. I'm telling you
again,
as a
John, this is
GM,
more
you're giving me
reminiscent.
more back.
John,
Jamal,
this is more
This ain't a
reminiscent of
one
the
for
time
one. This ain't
when
that.
you tried to get us to believe that OKC needed Cam Johnson and they didn't.
all the guys are doing that. I was just jumping on board with that. And again, they could have done.
I
They didn't
was
do it.
not
And
doing that, bro. No, they did not need no damn Cam Johnson. We saw what Cam Johnson did for the Nuggets. First round exit.
Again,
Trading, I ain't gonna lie to you, John. John, this is one thing I know.
Bro, like when we
Trading
traded
is not
Cam
good.
Johnson for MPJ, bro, that was a steal for us.
Okay,
I understand that, but it was
now
a small steal. What,
younger upgrade,
John?
and not another steal. Again, it's called
No,
a
no,
Man, I
no.
don't like that
That's
like
not
that.
how this
Right.
works. We don't go for home run hits. We go for base hits.
Yeah, you
We
gotta
don't
go to
go for
base.
we don't go for a double base. We go for a single. That's what we are.
Okay, so Jamal, you're upset that besides MPJ and 2 picks of swap, they want more. Okay, Drake Powell, take him. You want a defense-oriented player?
No, John, it don't work that
No,
way.
they're not taking
It don't.
either.
You don't give me what you want. You want my player. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. I don't. You don't. You think this is 2K where you can override trades? That's not how it works.
You want is 2K, but you want to give up so much to Franz, you don't have to. Again,
But this is what I'm trying to say. You're telling me MPJ is trash. You're telling me that he's ready to retire. So you're trying to pin him on me as a GM.
You told me
You're
that.
trying to pin him on me. But I'm saying, as a GM, you're trying to give him to me. You think I'm gonna take him if you don't want him?
At
I'm
the end
not
of
gonna
the day,
lie, John.
Orlando gonna hang the phone up.
John,
Yeah,
right
you
John,
now.
don't want him. Why
John
you take him?
Marks,
because you
you
guys
are
keep
getting hung up
doing
on, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
I'm
So
telling you
so
that right
if
now.
you gonna give me him, John,
this.
if you gonna give me him, then you gonna give me
Again,
what I want in return. Not what you
listen,
want to give me.
You
You
gonna
gonna give
try
me
to
what I
convince us
want.
for the next
wait,
5 minutes, bro? Like that the Orlando Magic need to pick up MPJ so that the spacing could be a whole lot better, and they could get a player
again,
that's
I,
hurt, bro,
I,
but not sitting out games. I hate to tell this to people, but MPJ's window of playing competitive basketball has probably closed when he got traded from Denver.
again, he's on expiring contract. We have picks. And if you have to
Yeah, and
attack
they
him,
need to
again,
renegotiate that contract. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
again, at the end of the day, the Magic already dug themselves in. I didn't trade 5 picks with Desmond Bain. I didn't
Yeah,
already
and they
extend
still
things.
young.
They did that. Listen, they are financially dug in as bad as can be right now. If they're not a top 14 by the deadline, they have to be open to breaking up that duo. And again, the Nets can offer a bit of financial relief with Michael Porter Jr. We have 2 picks and a swap, okay? And if you
The
want
Nets
to,
can offer anything that they want. That don't mean Orlando is taking it.
because
Wait
you're
a minute. Didn't we just see a team that wasn't in the top four go and win the title?
Exactly.
I don't care about being in the top four. I care about are we playing well towards the end of the year? That's all.
So Scott, they're financially dug in. They have Paul and Franz. You telling me that they're happy being a bad team again? And
No, they
being
might
top
not
14?
be a bad team. They got
They might not be, John. They got a new coach. They got a whole new coach, bro. They got a whole new system. We don't know how they're gonna look, bro. Like I know probably maybe 1 or 2 or 3 Orlando fans, bro. Like, and one of them might say yes to what the shit that you just said. The other 2, brother, might say you out of your goddamn mind.
Again,
John, you can call them up and offer whatever you want. They are going to hang up the phone on you. I would.
Again, Leaf, listen, at the end of the day, you have this notion Danny Wolf a 20-75 guy. I don't believe that. I
This
believe
ain't got
in
nothing to do with Danny Wolf. Don't navigate. Please don't navigate. Please do not navigate to Danny Wolf. This don't got nothing to do with Danny Wolf. This got everything to do with you trying to upgrade the team. What you think somebody would take from you. They not taking this from us. They're not taking MPJ from us. No.
When I was on Breach the other day and I suggested MPJ, Danny Wolf, and a first, you were like, what? That's crazy. Detroit wouldn't do that. Stop it, Leaf. Again, you have to be a piece of the puzzle to get a good upgrade player. Again, Franz is a good upgrade player.
Try to upgrade the team organically, bro. Stop trying to upgrade it, bro, with these trades that you strongly believe that just come in, bro, and automatically be all right. We can add another 5 wins, bro, with Franz. And even though Franz hasn't been as healthy, man, we could get him healthy, and then we could get him to that 60 game mark, and then he could average what he was averaging when Paolo was out. That's not how it works.
Again, Javon actually agrees with me, and I think he meant to say Franz can shoot, not that he can't. So again, at the end of the day, all my hypotheticals have been logical. The Durant one, logical. The Franz one, logical. Again, it comes down to the Magic. If they're a really bad team, they have no choice. But if they're a top 4 team, then anything I'm saying right now is just hypothetical. But again,
the only thing, what makes these shits non-logical, bro? We got Sean Marks as our GM. Did you forget that?
And that cannot be the deterrent for everything. At the end of the day, Leaf, that doesn't make my brain stop moving. Again, I will fight for the right upgrade for this team because I'm a Brooklyn Nets guy through and through. But I'm not going to say Magic.
But you're not the GM, John. That's the problem.
Listen, John. One thing I want to say this. I want to say this one thing though. The Franz thing. Even if they are willing to listen, say they listen to us. And they willing to listen and negotiate getting MPJ. What make you think Franz will fit this team? Okay. Considering he doesn't shoot well.
He does.
He doesn't shoot
really
well. He really doesn't. He doesn't shoot better than.
He's not a better shooter than MPJ.
He's not better shooter than MPJ. The money is the same.
He doesn't play more games than MPJ.
Right. He hasn't played more games than MPJ.
But he's younger.
He's younger. What that got to do with it? You could be young and not good enough. or
Defensively,
not fit.
Outside of his age, bro, you can't tell us no way that he fits on this team.
And
He's
I
just
don't think you think Jordy knows, and Jordy kind of knows that. He don't want somebody that can't shoot.
He's 6'10". He can shoot threes. He can score interior. Again, you guys just don't want the guy. Again, I get it. Some of you like MPJ, but MPJ is not a long-term pick for a reason.
The problem is, bro. Like, listen, John. I understand you are not going to move off the notion of trying to upgrade this roster, being that knowing with the knowledge that our GM, bro, is not moving off of none of these pieces.
Orlando's going to want a lot of pieces.
Like Orlando, you don't think Orlando going to want a haul for Franz, bro? Like, bro, we get. Bro,
we have to give 6 picks for. Again, it's not how it's going to work. Again, MPJ for Franz, that worked financially. Did that 1 or 2 picks and a swap? So be it.
1 or 2 picks, bro. I guarantee you, Orlando hang up the phone.
1 or 2 picks ain't gonna make them move.
Yeah, that's not making it, bro.
No,
what you gotta understand is, bro, when the Brooklyn Nets call the other 29 phones, the other 29 GMs are looking for a robbery. That's what they're looking for.
Especially
our assets, bro, are draft picks, bro. And guess what? Hold on, John. Our assets are draft picks, not MPJ.
Anymore. Wait, you told me they want picks 20 minutes ago. Now they want a all. What is it? I think they want a replacement player to help out their situation. Not more pick.
What is it? Is this Sean Marks? And we know that even if he does call somebody phone, bro, like they're gonna look to see if they could try to swindle him. We try to get Sean Marks to make 1 deal a season, bro, so he doesn't get beat upside the head by doing something stupid, which he's known to do.
Yeah, Javon, I agree. He fits better with MPJ, not without him.
There you go. He fits better with MPJ.
That is true. That is true.
No, it's not true. It's not true whatsoever. This is the comment. 2 or 3 picks. There you go. Again, what am I saying that's wrong? I'm not saying it's wrong.
You said 2 or 3 picks, right? 2 or 3 picks is more than what you should be giving him.
It's way more than what you should be giving him.
That's outrageous, bro. For somebody that don't even do what you trying to trade him for.
Jay, I didn't say 2 picks for Joker. I said something comparable to what Giannis got, which we can make do with if we have to.
My thing is, you're gonna trade 2 or 3 picks for a player that don't even score like the player you trying to give up.
Again, Franz, a 2-way player, plays better defense.
Jay from BK say, imagine getting Franz and Jokic for 4 picks. 4 picks and MPJ, right?
That's a Jay Buster chops. He knows I didn't say.
Listen. It's not. Teams don't want to. Let me explain something about teams. Making major moves is not good for the core of a team. You can't. Franz is a major piece on Orlando. They look at him as a major piece.
Okay,
they really do. For them to get them to move off of him,
he's their secondary option.
To make them move off of him, you got to give them a lot.
No, we don't. They're
okay. You keep saying no, you don't. But if you call them, I'm telling you,
you're the one calling me.
You calling them.
I'm not calling you.
They not looking to get rid of him.
The Orlando Magic don't want shit from us.
Yeah,
they're not calling them. Orlando's not calling Brooklyn.
Orlando is not calling they're not calling Sean Marks' phone.
First off, hold on. First off, niggas is talking about 3 or more picks for Trey Murphy, and he ain't been winning, nigga. So you want Franz on a winning situation.
3 picks for Trey Murphy?
Exactly.
3 picks. Who said? I didn't even say.
No. This is what I'm saying. This is what the GM started off with. They said they didn't want nothing but not less than 3 picks.
They wanted 3 picks of a young player, and you trying to get Jokic for 2 first? Man, you're crazy. They ain't have.
I didn't say 2 picks. I got
it's not gonna happen, bro.
let's
It's
just
not
come
gonna
into play.
happen.
Keep
Let's just
talking about
something.
these imaginary
Wait,
trades, bro. Like that. Like we gotta stop. We gotta stop dangle. We gotta stop falling for these dangled carrots
Yep.
that pop up on that
Please,
pop up in our head and pop up
please,
on Twitter, bro.
please,
Like it's
please,
not working. No,
It's not
we're not
happening.
getting that.
If you're trying to sell me on 2010 and 5, stop it, man. We can all sell people for a day.
Bro, that's quicker than happening, bro, than any of the shit that you mentioned in trades. Because you know why? Because we got Sean Marks.
Get Sean. They can't stop your brain from
We
working.
got
At the end of the
Sean
day.
Marks. That's
He's
what you
going to be
need to
fired
know.
soon. He's going to be fired soon. One way or another, he's going to be fired very soon. I have to believe that. Every year I have to believe
When?
that. Soon, very soon. Has to be.
When? It's been
We
10 years.
He probably got the most comfortable job in the United States.
He is sitting on one of the longest tenured GM jobs in the league, along with Pat Riley, along with who else? Goddamn Sam Presti. These are winners he is sitting with, and he has done nothing. His job is secure as hell.
Well, yes, it is.
Jay,
And we all know it. So
Jay,
let's please stop acting. Let's please stop acting like this is NBA 2K with trade overrides on. It's not.
Nothing I said is NBA 2K. Everything is logical. You have to look at how certain players have been traded the last few years. Look at what Jimmy, Luka, and his other stars went for. These guys are our number one stars. Went for almost minimal picks. Again, you have to remember.
You're talking about players. You're talking about players that's on the last year of
Talking
their
about
deal.
players that's
You're
not
talking about
coming
players
here.
on their last year of their deal.
last year
and also asking out. Telling people
not
that they're not
asking.
going to
He's
try.
demanded out. He demanded
Demanding that they want to go to
Again.
the other team.
Again,
told you.
Demanding.
Ain't
I
none of
told
these
you the
trades-
only
ain't none
way-
of these deals going down.
And not only that, Jimmy
only
Butler
way-
didn't even go to the team he wanted to go. He wanted to go to Phoenix, if you remember, because he dyed his hair
sure
orange
enough.
and had all them shoes on. He wanted to
Sure
go to
enough.
Phoenix. He didn't get to go there.
Again,
Sure
we
enough.
want to no draft capital. Again, you have to remember, CBA dictates
The only way Franz come to Brooklyn is if he asked to come out. If his agent pushing him, if his agent pushed him to leave.
Scott, only way he coming to Brooklyn is Sean Marks call. What they're gonna do automatically is say, "All right, I want 3 or more picks for him."
Jamal, it's going to be 2 picks and swap at most
It's
for a
gonna
guy
be
that isn't
3
top 3
picks.
option.
It's gonna be 3
It's gonna be.
It was
They're gonna
3
start it
number
at
one
how many
for
picks?
sure.
I'm gonna tell
You know how many
why.
picks we got?
I'm gonna tell you
Word
why.
is,
He's still
Mo
under
Wagner
contract
already
for
went
3
to
more
South
years.
Africa.
He ain't going nowhere. If
Sure
you
enough.
want him,
Exactly.
you gotta pay up.
Ashton, that's exactly why they want Trey Murphy. The same thing.
Yes.
Again, Mars. You see what he did giving away his own pick with his idiotic move? I don't trust the Jeb. Of course he wants a lot of picks. You're not going to get all that for Trey Murphy. You'll be lucky to get maybe
And
1 or 2
that's
picks.
why
at
the
most.
trade never went through, because both parties didn't agree. If you came up with, you're coming into a car dealership saying, I want this brand new car, but I only want to put down $2,000, and they're gonna be like, well, no, I don't want to do that. And you just that's why the deal didn't go through, because the negotiation was they have a set price for it. You go in, I want it, but I don't want it for the price. They're not negotiating. That's what it is. You want people to go down. They're never going to go down.
Hey, Mo
They have
already
a
went
price.
to Sean Marks' office and said, "Go get my brother, man. Go get my brother, Sean. It's already in the play, man."
That would be hilarious if the only thing Mo Wagner contributes is his more talented brother comes to the team.
Like-
That would be funny. That would be very funny, man. That would actually be very funny.
I understand, but let's go look at recent. Triple J went for 3 firsts and a couple young players.
And that was a small move by Utah because they needed
Yeah,
to
and
have
that
one
was
of the veteran
because
piece.
they had what assets to give up. They knew that if they wanted to get Triple J, they would have to give up that. Orlando, they gave up 4 firsts for Desmond Bain. They're not looking to make a bad trade.
We have not seen a star go. We have not seen a star player or a secondary player go less for 3 picks already.
Again, if it's 2 firsts to swap, so be it. But again, MPJ's salary already matches Franz. Like MPJ's the equivalent of the first on its own. So again, you're actually getting 4 firsts with the 2 and a swap. You're getting MPJ. So again, I don't have to go any higher than that. I don't have to go any higher than that. If they don't want that, then good luck. I'm not going to go any higher than that. I don't have to go super crazy like Sean did for James Harden because that blew up in his face. Again, you have to look at the
My thing is, when you say good luck, when you say good luck, this is the problem with that. You act like you're the only team interested in France. So it's not good luck. It's more or less you just said what you're gonna pay, and it's not up to what they want, so they don't
But
want it.
remember,
It's
not
the same.
to have
You're like
that
you're
access either.
what you're doing is the same thing the Warriors have done. They go call teams, ask for their players, and give them some bullshit offer. And guess what? The Warriors come out with nothing. Every Warriors fan saying they need to fire their head
Ni-
coach and all that because they came out with bullshit offers.
Niggas
That's what
start
Yeah,
happened.
niggas start their
yeah,
negotiation with pods. Hey,
Give
I'll
them
give you
pause.
pods. What
I'll
the
give you
fuck?
yeah.
pause.
I
You
don't
have
want
to
that.
remember. You have to remember the situation as well. The Nets are in a very rare situation where you have real power in this. Not every team has all these picks in the world. Only a few
Yes,
teams that have as much capital as we do. So that's
but
why I'm confident in the offers that I come up with because they're very realistic.
no,
Again,
no,
the
no, no.
Pelicans can beat
The,
them.
to
There's
get
not a
the
lot of
player to get the players realistic, but the problem is what you're saying you're giving up isn't. Two
but
first
we
and two
have
pick swaps isn't realistic. I'm sorry to tell you, it's
but
not.
we have
John,
valuable picks. It comes down to what pick I'm willing to give up though at the end of the day. I have a lot of picks to
See,
share
that's
with
what
you.
you're
I
saying.
guess
You gotta understand it's a both agreement. Like Ango, just because you give up two first and two pick swaps, and that's a good deal for you, that don't mean that's a good deal for Orlando. Orlando might want three unprotected and two pick swaps.
Yo, Javon is cooking, man. I'm sorry to say the Pittsburgh sucks. I get it. Listen, at the end of the day, I know Sean has a problem with this, but at the end of the day, can't stop the brain from working, man. At the end of the day, maybe they when they see kids, well, you know what? Maybe that's just something I can think about. Because at the end of the day, you have to be aggressive eventually. You can't just hold 30 picks forever. And at the end of the day, if a Fonz or trade become available, we have to see if we can do something like that. But again, MPJ is inspiring, and that was not a long-term fit. And if his numbers are decent by the deadline, let's see where those teams are at. I don't expect the Pelicans to be much in the Western Conference, and I don't expect the Magic to be more than no less than maybe the seventh or eighth seed at the very worst. It's still bad, given
You
they
gonna
have
shock the
all
world,
they're
John.
so dug in financially. Again,
We're
it
gonna
depends
shock the
on the
world, Joey.
circumstances of those
Damn
teams,
right.
Yeah.
I think
but
so
do you have
too.
the assets
I
to
really
work with
do.
to pull off a good deal?
I really think this team better than what y'all think it is. I
Javon
really
shocking
believe
the
that.
world.
Huh?
So stop. So stop. We're winning 40 games, but that's only shocking the world. If it's 40 games, that's shocking the world. Anything less, I don't think that's shocking the world.
Yeah, I
Winning
believe
40
I
games?
believe this team better than what a lot of people think they are.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Really?
I
Scott,
think
all right. You and Pod, man, are the 40 winning club.
Did you not see? Did
You
you
two are
not see
right.
what
I'll just
Lamelo
agree
Ball
with
went
you.
for, John? You heard me, John?
Listen, at the end of the day, I don't think the Timberwolves are going to win with Lamelo.
I
I
don't
think
think he
Lamelo's a
hurt
good
you.
player. I
No,
know what
I
you
said
said, but I
asked
think the
him.
Timberwolves might
I asked
have.
him what did he not see what Lamelo Ball went for?
And people thought Lamelo Ball was
And,
damaged
and,
good,
Yes,
and
he
he's a
yes they
headache.
did.
He's a headache.
and he went for Nas Reed, one first and four
Hey,
pick swaps.
hey,
Damn.
That's what he
Damn.
went for. Like that's what I'm saying. We're talking
again,
about a dude. We're talking about a dude with
Lamelo,
baggage.
And remember 3 second round picks.
at
In
the end
three
of the
seconds.
day, I don't know if that's the best
Damn.
player off the Timberwolves.
They gave up everything.
At,
You know what?
Yes.
at the end of the day,
And the
Cause
reason
cause you
why,
cause you know why, right? You know why, Scott?
Why?
Why? Cause they're in a win now situation, right?
Yeah.
that's what I'm about to say. They're in a win now situation where they can afford to make that move. And that's why I say when
I
you're a
think
team
again,
like the Nets, when you're a team like
yeah.
the
So
Nets right now,
If Orlando did that, you don't think they gonna ask for the same type of thing, and they gotta get a player back in return?
and a player, yeah, they
Yeah.
gotta get a player back.
Yeah, they in the win now
They
too.
again,
trying to win.
Yeah, they trying to
again,
win.
They want
you have to remember
MPJ,
the Timberwolves
Egor, and 3 first,
situation.
John. What you doing?
You have to remember the Timberwolves. You have
They
to
might
remember the
ask for
Timberwolves.
Danny
They
Wolf.
went from wanting Giannis
Nah, they
and
want Egor,
wait,
John. They want
wait,
Egor 3
you,
first,
you,
and
You
MPJ
heard?
3
They might
dollars.
you
ask
gotta
for
remember. You gotta remember. You
Danny
gotta
Wolf
remember
or
the
Dayron Sharp.
Wait.
They
You gotta
might.
remember with
They
the Timberwolves
might.
situation. The
Yeah,
Timberwolves,
they
the
need to
Word
Timberwolves
they
on the
went
in
from
the
street,
wanting.
win
Jago
win
gonna be the
now.
new
Wait,
Franz, John.
They could ask for
wait,
Danny Wolf
wait.
and Nolan.
You,
They
Yeah,
say
they
Jago
listen.
gotta
gonna
That
be
more
was
the new
pieces back
Franz, John.
because they in the win now.
listen. That was an ill-advised. Wait, that was an ill-advised gamble from the Timberwolves. I'm sorry. You go from KD and Giannis to Lamelo. So I like Lamelo. Very marketable kid. Very fun
Hey,
scorer, man. But
John,
look at the
I
Timberwolves,
agree
man.
with you
They
on
got
that. Them niggas
small
cook.
as
They
a
just out
team,
there
man.
trying anything.
That's
But
the same
that's
thing.
the thing.
That's the
Like
same thing for Jalen Duran. if you did a sign and trade for Jalen Duran, they're gonna ask for the same type of
Yeah.
situation.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah, they
they're not.
are.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No,
they,
they're not. They're not.
yeah, they
Listen.
are.
Minnesota is
What?
Yes,
struggling
they
now.
are.
They
No,
were
they're
just the
not.
number
No,
one
Trying to get
seed,
to the
John.
They was
They're
finals.
not
number
trying to
one,
jump down.
and they
They
losing
not.
when they losing their starting big man that was an All NBA All Star. Yeah, they asking for an arm and a leg.
Are you
That's
crazy?
Listen, that's
23. That's 23. They're asking
listen,
for an arm and a leg.
listen, that's their fault. At
Yeah,
the
they
end of the day,
definitely
MPJ,
is.
at the end of the day, MPG, Danny will 2 picks, take it or leave it. At the end of the day, they don't want to pay the guy, which is idiotic. In my book, I want to keep Durant because look at their offseason moves. They did nothing to make the team any better than what it is. You lose Durant, you're not a team. So at the end of the day, I would love to have Durant on the team.
John, that's
20
why
and
they
10,
not
let's
gonna
go.
lose
Now,
Durant
if I
because
have to
they
add a
just
couple
what you
seconds,
just said.
let's do it. But Joey, let's see how this turns out, man. If this is not a deal
Man,
by
hold
September
on, wait,
1st,
wait.
everybody should be
I
hit
want
or
to let you
whatever
know.
with that team.
Wait. Just to give you a heads up. What's his name? Peyton Watson. He went for one first, a second, and another player. So that's what I'm saying. He went for that. Now you're talking about an All NBA All Star, and you're saying, yeah, MPJ an expiring contract. You're talking about Danny Wolf at 2 first. No, I want 3.
Okay,
You
fine.
know
At
what?
the end of the
Y'all
day,
I
we
want
can
always
make
four. I
overvaluing
want
these niggas.
four.
That's what I'm saying. That's
All
what I'm
y'all
saying.
niggas
Like
was
you,
up here talking about Peyton Watson is worth 100 mil plus. That nigga ain't even touch 100 mil plus.
Nope, sure
no,
enough.
no.
You know what? This new CBA is humbling niggas. That's what it's
Yes,
doing.
it is. It is.
Yeah,
It's
it
changed the
is.
game. It changed the
Yeah.
game. It changed how trades are. It
God
changed
damn it,
how.
I'm sorry, but the first victim in Humble was Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas, I'm sorry, brother. I
Yep,
love
Oh
you.
sure
man,
enough.
I love what you did
I
for the
hate to
Nets, but
say
that
it,
shit
Joey.
Yeah, it
humbled
You're
was.
me.
right
It
about
was. He was
that.
the victim.
He
He was the
was the
victim.
first one. He was a victim of it. Yep.
He was one
Yeah.
of the first victims. It humbled him.
Yeah. 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 He
yeah,
was.
You
He
know,
I
was.
know. I know some of y'all will be.
it humbled Kaminga too.
Yes, it did.
Oh,
Yeah,
That
because Kaminga
nigga,
almost out.
that
It
motherfucker
humbled
quickly took
Josh
that
Giddey
No,
a
money.
little bit.
Kaminga
Hold
ain't
on,
on
real
a
quick.
team.
It
Kaminga is
humbled
out.
Josh
Kaminga
Giddey
not
a
on a
little
team.
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, but he
Josh
got a
Giddey got
check
his
though.
money,
He
but we
got a
No,
don't
he
check
know
got
when
how
it.
a
much is he
yeah.
gonna
He
get.
got a check. No, he got 1 year of a check. That's it. He got his
Yeah.
bag for a year. Like that's what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you got to take what you get, right?
Yeah.
this is why
Hey,
But
this is why you want
Jalen about to find
to
out. Jalen about to find out the hard way too.
Word.
man, it's not only Jalen. They still got Benedict Mather now on the team right now. He not on the team.
You know what I think?
Yeah.
I think the years of role players getting overplayed in the NBA is over with. It's
Yeah, I
done.
think so too, Joey. I
All these
do.
niggas that was getting overpaid back in the
Getting them
day,
big money,
they
right?
not gonna be cracking
but,
100 mil.
No,
Everybody thought
they
Watson was gonna get a 120,
Yeah.
140 million dollar contract.
Yeah,
That
that
nigga ain't
money,
even crack 100 mil.
that money
Now,
dried up.
and this was supposed to be one of the
Unless your
supposed to
star
be
take a
one of the
pay cut.
sought out free
Yeah.
agents this year.
you know
Yeah.
Unless your star.
what they say about the Durant thing is he's asking them who is your best player if not me behind Cade, and they don't have an answer. He lost their Thompson. That's like
But
5 points and good defense. Is that better than what
Listen, you
really
know who else this shit is
does?
humbling?
John,
It's humbling these niggas who's fringe stars who think they supposed to get paid like superstars.
Right.
Point being, Duran. Duran,
Yeah,
listen,
but here's the thing,
Yeah.
though.
listen,
you
We heard
brother.
rumors last year that they wanted a second option. They should have got that before the Durant
you
money came up, but they waited, and now
I'm gonna
they
tell you
didn't do
this.
that. That's
I'm
their
gonna tell you
fault.
this real quick, right? I'm gonna
Thank
tell you this real
you,
quick. I'm gonna tell you this real quick, right? Cat and Durant might be a free agent at the same time.
and
You think
I would take Durant
you
over
think
him.
Detroit won't offer Cat no money?
I don't know why they want him next to Cade. I think Cat's fine offensively, but defensively you lose a lot. Durant, you can't get that back
But
if
if
you
they could
lose
get
it.
him
John,
on a
let me give
cheaper,
you a scenario. Let me
Duran
give you a
isn't all
scenario, and I want
that.
to ask.
Wait, but
Hold on,
Duran
real
isn't
quick,
all that of a good defender
He's
anyway.
real
playing
quick.
it.
Let me ask John something. Let me give you a scenario, right?
Stop. He's not defending
And
Cat.
what if the Brooklyn Nets do decide to get Durant, right? They get him, they pay him a max contract. Then all of a sudden, Denver blows it up, and Jokic is available, and now you can't get Jokic. How would you feel about that?
Again, I talked about if it's at the end of the day, Joker has to tell us he's tested free agent. It's all like a hypothetical. If
But
they do
John, they
better,
don't have to
we
tell us
still might.
nothing. We see the writing on the wall in Denver.
No,
That shit's
I
about
know,
to blow up.
Joey,
So,
I know, but we saw a situation where certain stars are on bad situation teams. They still take the money, stay with the team another year, then they go. At the end of the day, if
I
Durant is
don't
a
know,
flat out
bro.
free agent,
I don't
if
think Joker's staying in Denver if they
no,
mediocre.
If I was him, I would move after the season because if you're going to get new money, do it somewhere on a much
But
better
my
team.
thing is, John, you would feel pretty bad because you like, damn, I just paid Durant all this money and now Jokic is
Yeah,
available on the
but
market.
you got to remember this too. If Durant's a free agent, I don't have to give up anything for him. If Joker wants out, I think the Nuggets still have his rights, and they would want to get a whole bunch of assets from us. And at the end, I know that's Joker, but still, if you can get Durant outright with just the money, you still have all the
But it's
picks,
a
you still have
bidding war.
But
It's
you
gonna be a
flexibility.
can't.
bidding war.
Listen,
But
I
that's
see
the
the
thing. You
long term
can't get
vision.
him.
I see the
I
long
don't
term
even think
vision
it's
with
gonna be a
Durant.
bidding
But
war. I
Jokic
just
is the
think
type of
he
player
gonna
that
go
puts you
where he could
closer
get the
to a
most
title.
money.
But
Yeah,
that's what I mean, Leaf. That's what I mean by bidding war.
Joe,
I
Joe,
mean, but like, I'm not
So
saying
so
bidding war like it's a whole bunch of teams because remember some teams that's already in aprons and whatever. What I'm
Joe,
saying is that just because we in bottom five in payroll, bro, like I don't think this front office is gun ho about pulling the trigger on somebody that's looking for 5 years, 250 minimum or
At
200
at
minimum.
the end of the day, I don't think Durant's gonna get all that crazy money, but at least he wants his first year to be closer to 40 mil because he is playing with one of the best centers in the NBA. If they don't want to honor that at the very least, of course he's gonna test his options. And Joey, I do want Joker, but at the same time, it has to be definitive that we're one of the teams mentioned. But at the same time, you have to weigh the costs of how much is it the Nuggets want. They're probably gonna want a lot, a lot. But if Durant is a flat out free agent, you use your money flexibility, but you still have all your picks. And
Bro,
my thing
Detroit
is,
is
it's
Well,
not
not.
we
But
playing
well,
the
well we
best.
gotta
Worst
ask
it's
case
not.
ourselves is
scenario is
like,
going to
who
be
is
a
That's the
sign
thing.
Durant
and
It's
better than
trade.
not.
at the five? He not better than Joker. He
It will
not
be a
better than
sign and
Wimby.
trade. They're not just
He
going to let
not.
Durant walk, bro.
no, no,
Yeah,
well,
it's
no,
not.
well, if he takes the qualifying offer, they can still move him. But if he's a free agent, they have no control of his rights after that. He would be free
That's
to
Yeah,
sign
true.
wherever he
but
wants.
that's the thing. If Ego, but if you already have, if you get him on a qualifying offer, your whole goal is to get him off the books. Like that's the whole. Your whole goal is to trade him
I mean,
before that season goes.
I'm focused on who is he better than right at the moment, bro. He's not better than
That would be
Joker.
bad to let
He's
him
not
go and
better
not
than
get nothing
Wimby.
back for him.
That's what I'm
Ag-
saying. There,
He's not.
nobody's just gonna let him walk and get nothing for it. Like nobody's doing that
Again,
for
It,
all NBA All Star. But no.
I would be fine with either Joker or Durant, but at the same time, I'm just talking about scenarios. With Durant, if he's a free agent, it's just the money. With Joker, it's the cap space usage, it's a lot of picks, and it's what players are going with him. I'm fine to iron out all those little details, but at the end of the day, I'm fine with either one. I'm fine with either one if the situation comes up. But again, we need a center. Do we want the triple double, which I'm fine with, who is in his early 30s? Or do you want the guy that's only 23 years old as a free agent that gives you 2010 with good guards around him?
That
Those
picture
are the
is was
things.
during
listen.
during
That picture is
with the
not selling me,
Lakers.
bro.
but
Like
John,
enough, bro. Like
let me ask you a
for
question.
me to be throwing 4 years, 200 plus at him, bro. Like no.
Cause not even that, not even that. We gotta swap next year, right?
Uh huh.
You don't think they could be looking at centers in that draft?
Why does
They
that
could be.
Well, no, no, because the swap is most
man?
likely gonna go to the Rockets again,
Yeah,
and they gonna pick
we gonna get
Shepard all
different.
over again, bro. So I'm not worried
But
about
I'm
that.
just saying, if they got a center in that draft, he's gonna match up with their timeline for Mikel and Yegor.
You got to remember, Sean Marks don't pick centers, bro. So that don't work.
Hey, it could change. We never
Jamal,
know. We
Nah,
never
we do
know.
know.
we had 5 picks a year ago, and Raynard was right there, and we didn't do it. So I agree with you. Why would we do it now? We have to get a center in the NBA, whether that's a Joker or Durant. You know what?
But that's what I'm trying to find out.
Listen,
You'd rather
I
pay.
think
Hold on. So you'd rather pay for a center instead of getting one for free.
At the end of the day, Joker is a triple double,
If
and Durant
Sean
is
Marks,
10
if you
10.
just
What are
said
you talking
Sean
about?
Marks did not draft a center, why would he pay for one?
Because at the
exactly,
end of the day, you have to use
Why would he
the
pay for
assets.
one? That don't make no
exactly.
sense.
You have to use the assets to get a
This,
great player on the
Sean
team.
Marks don't got to do nothing, bro.
Oh
His
my
job is
God.
secure.
You
He don't
gotta
got to
stop
do the
it.
damn thing,
You gotta stop using Marks as a grenade against me in my arguments. Use other things besides something that's irrelevant. Marks is irrelevant to all this. At the end of the
bro.
day,
Like,
the
see
Durant
see
improves the team.
since you know what I could comfortably say, bro. Like it's so many teams that got bad front offices, bro. Since James Dolan is about to get a damn championship ring, I no longer want to talk about what's going on in the front office anymore. Like,
So what
bro,
about
like let me
please?
repeat that. James Dolan is about to get a championship ring. Just
Leaf,
let that sit on your minds of how terrible he's been bro, and he's about to get rewarded a championship ring.
The
It's
most
basically
fucking horrible
like
fans in the
Nets
sports
fans
world
look
is
at his
about to be
championship
rewarded a
ring
champion.
like a kindergarten sticker, bro.
Listen,
That's what we look at it as, bro.
nobody's
He's about to get a ring,
focusing.
bro. So with all of these teams, I don't look. I'm not. Everything this year is gonna be based on play style, the coaching staff, and the players. That's what I'm focused on, bro. Like I understand that after next year, because a lot of people, or sometime in the near future, we probably are going to need a center, ideally to have all of the center traits that we looking for. But the reality, bro, I think we're closer to running a style that our coaching staff, specifically
Danny Wolf.
Jordy,
You got
is
to
going to be
understand
more
this stuff,
comfortable with
Lee.
and more conducive to his style and more conducive to
But
how successful we are in terms of how the rest of the roster is shaped out.
And that's
Lee, if I
Danny
have a
Wolf.
serious, Lee, if I have a serious question, wait, Lee, if I have a serious question, do you think in the next 3 to 4 years, Danny Wolf is going to be better than both Jalen Durant and Nikola Joker? Yes or no? Just give me yes
Yes,
or no.
yes.
What? Stop! Stop! No, you can say
What did you
yes.
what, bro? What, like I hate when people ask me a question and then they looking for their answer.
You don't believe that. You just told
I
that to
do
piss me
believe
off.
that,
You
bro.
don't
Like
believe that.
bro? What do you?
Come on, man. You can't say that definitively. A
I can't
triple
say that,
double.
but I can't. You asked me, did I believe it? I said
So
yes.
He
Danny
really
Wolf.
standing on 10.
I'm standing on 10.
So Danny Wolf's gonna be Joker Durant combined. Stop it! Stop
You
right
said
now!
in the last 3 years, bro. Like that's a long time. That's
Yes,
enough
that
time
is
for
a
him to
long
become
time.
that, bro.
You
Like,
do
what are you
that.
talking
Come
about?
on,
Stop it.
man.
Like,
Come
so
on,
you
man.
don't like my belief, bro? Like you talking about stop it? My belief,
That's not belief. That is like a fantasy that you hope comes true. This isn't
bro.
Narnia,
Bro,
man.
Players
Come
do come and
and you
go,
got six.
John.
Listen, a
on.
lot of people knock my belief, bro, and a lot of
Players.
people knock your beliefs, bro, on trying to upgrade this roster with what you know Sean Marks is not doing. He showed you that time and time again.
Leaf.
Facts.
I believe Danny will be part of this team. So I don't want you to think I'm knocking your belief entirely, but to say he's better than Durant and Joker, I don't see that. I just don't right now.
First off, you
Like he
said
have
in
to be
3 years.
crazy impressive.
First off, I didn't say
He
right now
have to
that
be
like
crazy
first off, you
impressive.
said in the next 3 years. That's number one.
Yeah.
Second, bro, like if you gonna knock me for believing in the next 3 years that Danny Wolf is gonna be better than Joker, who's probably gonna be what 34, 35, and Jalen Duren, bro, like who's probably gonna
23.
get more and more
20 years
clunkier.
old.
But wait, hang on, but
He's
John, like, you gotta remember.
24.
Hang on, wait, John, you gotta remember when they came in the league, bro. When you saw Jalen Durant play his first year, people didn't think he was an
Stop,
NBA player.
Slovan.
He wasn't an NBA player. He wasn't an NBA player. And then you were talking about Jokic when he first got in the
Funny.
league. Real talk, like he was terrible, bro, when he first came in the league. Like you gotta remember, he was a second round pick. Ain't nobody thought Jokic would be Jokic. If
That's a
Lee
fact.
believes it, if Lee
Nobody knew
believes
that.
him, yeah, but
Nobody knew Jokic was
yeah.
gonna be
Hang on.
borderline
If,
5-time
I'm
if
not.
MVP.
Hang on. Wait. You know what the problem is? I'm not defending what he gave an answer to. I'm just saying, bro, he can have belief in it. Yo, people did believe in Jokic, and everybody said you're crazy. I remember
No,
but
seeing. I
The
remember hearing
only
somebody
person
say
that believed in Joker was Kenny Atkinson.
with Kenny Atkinson. That's it. And then the random
that,
Denver fans kept saying, "Nah, he our best player." And everybody was like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
Joker's the ultimate
Yeah.
anomaly. Daniel's to be better than me. He's gonna have to average what you said 20, 10, and like 8 or 9 or 10, and he's gonna have to get a super max in 3 years, man. I don't
and
know if that's
and
gonna
and I believe
happen.
that's
I really
possible.
don't know if that's gonna happen. I really don't think that's gonna happen. I
I,
just
of course,
don't.
you don't think that's going to happen because you want either Jalen Duren or Joker in the
Because
next year. I
Durant is
understand that.
expensive.
I
We don't know
believe it's
what
going to
Durant
happen
is.
because the thing is, what's been mostly to happen in this CBA is actual development, and that's what I believe that Jordy can prove that he can do. Jordy had Joker before he even had an MVP.
Yeah, but
Joker,
Joker.
bro. Like let's get that out of the way, bro. Like he had Joker in the better half of that 2010s decade before he even was thought of being an MVP. If I'm not mistaken, when you came out of the bubble, Jamal Murray was the best player on that team,
Nah, he
and then
was.
he
He
got
was.
hurt.
He was the best player on that
Uh,
team.
I just look at Danny Wolf being maybe an Alfred Sengun of some sort. So we saw how bad Sengun was defensively. You have to have a good big next to a guy like a Danny Wolf Sengun.
I don't know. I
He's just
think
not
Danny
that
Wolf will be
defensively
just
like
fine,
him.
bro. Like I think the thing is like everybody's afraid of unconventional shit. That's the problem, bro. Like, and no, and this is the perfect era to run run your style of basketball, bro. Like, it doesn't have like a lot of things is conventional back then in the '90s and in the early 2000s, and then in certain decades. I think this is the perfect decade and the perfect era for teams to run different shit and be more innovative, especially offensively, bro. Like if you could have a lineup where you have 4, 6, 10
Wait,
guys in the
hold on.
lineup that's capable of dribble, pass, and shoot,
Yeah,
and extending their range out from all three levels as scorers. And and playing within 2-man action, dribble handoffs, pin downs, and things of that nature, and
hey,
cuts off the ball, which we seen in the summer league with our 6'6" point guard, who's a rookie. He's only 19, and our 6'10" guard, who's is 20 years old, bro.
yeah.
Strongly believe that in the next 3 years, that Danny Wolf is going to be better than a lot of these players in the league. Call me crazy all
Hey,
you want, bro. I'm standing on 10, and I will stand on this porch until I see otherwise, bro. Like,
hey,
so I'm not moving.
hey,
Lee,
leave. Let me say something real quick. Hey, to the dude in the comment, yeah, Duran made the All Rookie team his first year, but if you saw him play, he was still abysmal, bro. He was terribly defensively. His
He's
touch
a
around the
rim
rim
running
was
big,
It
bad.
bro.
That's
was
what he
that
was.
playoff
He
series.
was
That
a
was
rim
one
running
that
big.
listen, he helped carry. Listen, him and Cade together carried Detroit a lot of that season. Even when Cade without a puncture long, Durant
It
stepped up
was
with
really
his
their
But
patience,
defense.
that's
man. Come
not what we
on.
at Angle. That's not
It
what I
was
said
really their
last season.
defense.
You said 3 to 4 years could Danny Wolf. Guess what? What I'm saying is I'm comparing Danny Wolf year one to what's it
The
Jalen Duren year
Joker.
one. No,
You got
Jalen Duren year one.
You got to
That's what I'm
remember
comparing.
this with comparing these players. At the end of the day, Durant is a century. We don't know what Danny Wolf is. Joker is a walking triple double on video game steroids. I don't know if Nikola can have a 20, 10, and 10, let's say. He'd have to play, you have to control basically a lot of the offense. We have guys like Michael, Egor, MPJ Randall. I don't see how, even if he starts, if Danny starts, he's going to be dropping more points than four of those guys. Again, Leaf, I get what you want him to succeed. I want him to see too, but I think we're just very differentiating ourselves on the type of role we see for the guy, and that's fine. You're asking a lot out of the oldest guy we drafted to essentially be that in the next 2 3 years. I just don't see it right now, man.
Well, yeah. Well. Technically, he's not the oldest guy we drafted. The oldest guy we drafted was Joshua Jefferson. That's number one. Number two, what you're asking for is stuff that Sean Marks does not do, and he's no longer capable of. You said it yourself, bro. All of these misconnections in the league, bro, like with him that he's soiled probably over the last couple of years, because this is the same GM who traded Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, all at the deadline. If you strongly believe that he gonna get an upgrade and a play on this roster to fit alongside of the backcourt, bro, like, just because in your mind it just automatically fits is because of the age and this, that, to the third, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, that's far from happening. Then the next 4 years of Danny Wolf becoming something astronomical in this league.
If
Yeah.
if that's the case, that means he'd have to be controlling the offense. That means Michael wouldn't be lead guard for us. That
And I'm
means
fine
Randall
with
would have
that,
to, would
because
have to
that,
take a
guess
step
what?
back.
All everything about Danny Wolf, that's good parts of his game is all based on creation, bro. He's shown that he can get to the spots. Everything else is about repetition.
Hmm.
Whether he make the right pass and whether he make the right shot, or the shot goes in, or the pass either gets there, because the passes get there a lot of times. It's just not the right pass because it's leading to a double. We seen
I
him
Hmm.
hit Dayron Sharp plenty of times
But
on the cut, and it didn't
also
work out because
with
Dayron
these
Sharp's
new
hands are small, and a
with
lot of times he had a problem with finishing around the basket.
and with these new young guards, you got to remember when you having a big man that is an offensive hub. Really, the point guard's real job now is to be able to play off ball, but to slow down the offense when needed. if you look at Jamal Murray compared to Jokic, Jamal Murray is the one taking the last shot. Jamal Murray is the one to go to. But if you look at somebody else, like a different team, when they had D Fox and Sabonis, Sabonis would be the one getting people involved. But when you needed your go-to bucket, or if you needed to slow down the offense, it will go back to your point guard. So no, you're not taking the ball away from
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 Michael.
Michael. You're not taking it away.
You just
You're
using
just
him. You just using
you're
him
using
as
them.
the hub in
Yeah,
the third and
yeah,
the short row.
yeah.
I
Using the short.
But
I just I just
listen,
don't
John,
see
you'd be
them.
surprised how much stats is accumulated out of the short row. Jalen Johnson averaged 22, 10, and 8 out of a short row. He only did that shit in transition. In half court, bro, he sucks.
Listen, Leaf, I understand during that little stretch last year when Danny came up against the Bucks, Utah and his teams, when he was leading us, that second unit as a guard, biggish, I saw a little bit maybe of a semblance of what Joker does. But again, we got to look at how the role has evolved. For him right now you have new guards on his team. For him, he has to be some sort of big hub like you're talking about, like call him a floater of sorts. I just feel like off the bench, that's where his role is needed. But I told you he will start some games because a Dayron might need a day off or a Mo might need a day off. So he will get those opportunities. But again, as him being the main offensive hub, I just think Michael and Yegor, that's what the future is right now. And Danny could be a part of it, but him being how this all gets assembled, I just don't know if that's going to be to what Joker does. It's just Joker is such a special type of player that I don't know if Danny could be on that type of level. He could be a part of the offense, no
I
doubt.
mean,
It's just,
I'll
I
be
don't know if
honest
that's
with
the
you. The
level
only
he's
person
going to
that
be
really
on.
knows is Jordy Fernandez because Jordy Fernandez had Joker before he even had an MVP. And the reality of it, bro, like is that I'm pretty sure while he was over there, bro, everybody thought Jamal Murray, who was the higher pick, was supposed to be the head honcho on that team. He got injured them 2 years, and then Joker basically just took off with this out of this world offensive performance, bro, like that we probably ain't seen since damn Steph, or probably ain't seen since 2017 Russ or 2018 James Harden. The
Yep.
reality
Danny's
of
our
it, bro, like is that if it works, your skill set is already there. It works, bro. Like the template for a lot of bigs. Do not be surprised if they go with the dribble pass shoot template that Danny Wolf actually possesses, because he
Yeah.
does possess that, bro. Like trust me, even though he's 22 years old, that's still young. In another 4 years, as you was telling me, that's 26. So like, please don't tell me at 26 somebody gonna be a fossil in the league and then not being able to produce and be in a lineup with two with two dudes in our backcourt that's supposed to be producing. The problem is they're not gonna produce the same advantages that Danny Wolf is
So,
gonna
Leaf, you
produce.
think by the time Danny Wolf get about 26, he gonna be a problem in the league?
Hell
That's
yeah,
what he's saying. That's what he's saying. He's saying Joker like numbers. And
absolutely.
we hold
Okay.
strong to blue because I will never touch his blue position. It's just we have different philosophies on how we view the center position. And that's great. It leads to great discussions. It's just my stance is that center is out there somewhere. But right now, Danny is a part of this team's future. But as the main hub, I don't think Jordy's going to do that. I think
So
Jordy wants
my
to see what Michael and Yegor can
I don't
do
see why Jordy
as
doesn't do
so
that, bro.
John,
the
Like
What?
like Dayron Sharp is a 18-minute per game big, and
again,
Mo Wagner, bro, is a 16
Yeah.
our
a
center stuff
16
is very
minute per game big.
incomplete. At the end of the day, I don't see any of these guys are starting center. Daron just
Okay.
hasn't been able to take
So
a key
John,
role.
let me ask you something. So what are you looking for in the starting center? What are you looking for?
I'm looking kind of what Jalen Duran does. 2010, man, runs through the guards, gets set up for easy lob attempts. He can
Well,
rebound. He
no,
can get the very
that's not
strong
what I.
body
No,
into
no, no,
it.
no, no. So I asked, what are you looking for? I didn't say a stat line. I said, what type of big are you
Again,
looking
I just said it. Strength, having some type of finishability at the rim. Again, those are the type of things you need from a big. Rebounding is a high quality as well. Some physicality. It's just I don't know if Danny Wolf checks
Yeah,
all
but
those boxes
I'm
right
talking
now.
about just skill wise. Like Jokic is a different skill wise than Jalen Duren. Like that's what we're
Again,
talking about skill wise. Like are you looking for? Because what you're trying to say was a star and then not a star. Like what are you looking for?
I think
again,
he's
that's
looking for
why
more of a traditional big, right, John?
A
that's,
traditional big. That's
that's
what.
again, that's why I made a differentiation between the ways we could go with Durant versus Joker. Joker's the walking triple double. Defensively, not a whole lot there, but offensively, you know what you get, which is all star superstar level. With Durant, I think the benefit of having the young guards of Michael, Egor, and Nola, let's not count Nolan out the equation. All three of those guards can run offense where they could set up Durant very easy to get his easy 20, similar to what he does in Detroit. So again, he fits the system well, I believe. He could also rebound good, and he's, I think, a better physicality threat for us at center than I would say Joker on the
I, th-
interior stuff.
I think a lot. I think a lot of the game plan. If we were to add, let's just say hypothetically, if we were to add him on this roster, bro, like I think a lot of him just being physically imposing just spoke to how Detroit played as a team. It wasn't just him. Asar was physically and had a physical advantage. Kay Cunningham had a physical advantage.
But
Almost
outside of
everybody
that
that
20 points like he
came in for
did,
that team played off of physicality. But the problem is that shit got met, bro, when they actually ran into a front court and they didn't show no versatility.
they were similar teams. You have to remember Orlando and Detroit
I'm not
stylistically
just talking about
matched up
Orlando. I'm talking
equally
about
almost.
Cleveland.
Yeah, that was Orlando versus
Like
Detroit.
Cleveland, we recognize Evan Mobley and Jared Allen as two preschool teachers, and they had their way with them, bro. Like Jared Allen went off for 22 and 10 in that game 7. Evan Mobley even went more crazier, bro. Like one of the game plans that they had was to make sure Jared Allen was to make sure Jalen Duren
But
was the
Lee,
last line of defense, and
mid
he got in
centers been
foul trouble very very quickly.
every center goes off on the Nets in the league, bro. We make mid centers look better
Yeah,
than
yeah,
what they should be.
that's fine, but at the same time, what I'm suggesting is an offense that I believe that's going to counterreact that and get a lot of centers thinking, but because most of the centers that go think about how Vucevic used to go off on us every single time he saw us,
Right.
no matter who was at center, bro.
That's a
Vucevic
fact.
had numbers against us night in and night out, bro. Every time he saw the Nets.
That is
Right.
true.
Bro, like I don't know what it was. Every when he was on Chicago, he
He
just
was
He
had
could
killing
kill
games
us.
us.
after games, bro. He put up career numbers against us. I'm
He,
not worried about the thing is, bro, like we not gonna solve all of our defensive problems right now. We're
No,
not.
sure enough.
We're not gonna solve it, bro. The only way the defensive problems is probably most likely gonna be solved with energy off the bench with Minot and all of them other dudes, bro, like that could give you energy off the bench. But like we're not gonna solve it with personnel.
You
We're
know
gonna
what I
solve it with
you want to know
strategy.
what I think the disconnect is everybody got a different vision of what they want our center to do.
Right.
That's where the disconnect is. I think
That's a
people
fact.
like me, John, and other people, they want a traditional big, somebody who's big, physical,
yes,
a rim
yes,
protector, but
yeah.
it can play defense. I think you more hyper focus on just offense and having a
Spacing.
guy
I'm
That
more
can
focused.
at
Yeah,
space.
the
yeah,
five,
I am. The
having a
reason
guy at the
why is
five that
because
is
I'm
highly
looking at our
skilled.
roster and that's what I see.
You
Like
the
I think we more closer to having an offensive advantage, bro. Like and a lot of people say, "Yo, bro, you starting Danny Wolf? You just going heavy on offense? Good. The
well
hell
that
with that, bro. Yeah,
that
go heavy on offense, bro. Like because the reality is that we shooting we basically shooting for the fence by
again.
doing this, bro. Like, and I believe ain't nothing wrong with that in this season, bro, with this roster, and based on that we trying to based on the fact that we're trying to create a style of play, bro, like that we could run with and be conducive with. If we add two-way pieces to this puzzle all after the fact, it's gonna be because offensively this season, bro, we showed that we can compete with the top teams in the league.
Stupid ass shit.
Yeah,
It's
I
going
was
to be
looking
very
at Money
interesting
Mike.
seeing how
I
these
was looking
players
at Money Mike,
play
and Danny ain't
for the
rebounding.
game. So,
Not number one started center in the league. He's a power forward, not a center.
I agree
He's
with you, bro. But this
yeah.
season, bro, I want to start him
it,
at center because
it's not,
I believe that's
as
going to
long
just
as
open
that's
up
what
a
it is
whole
right
bunch of
now.
shit that the league ain't ready for.
But also, you have someone with like what is
I
it?
was
You have MPJ and whatever. What's Julius Randle?
And
Julius Randle
Julius
also
Randle, yeah.
he's also a
But
really good rebounder.
yeah,
Like
they
he,
both
Yeah, they
six
are.
ten.
But
It's not like, bro,
I,
we had a rebounded disadvantage putting Danny Wolf at the 5.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Like
You're talking
like
about
we
team
got
rebounding. Team
we got
rebounding.
MPJ
it
and we got
depends on
Julius
the
Randle
team.
who could rebound as well. So he gonna have help.
It depends on the It depends on the teams you're facing. If it's a low level team, okay. But if we're facing Miami with Bam and Giannis and it's Danny, I mean,
That's
you have
not
to
true.
compare the
Look,
That's not
you have
look
to
the
true.
compare
Warriors.
it to
Hang on, look
the
at
That's
the
not
Miami
true.
Warriors.
Giannis.
Hang on, wait. Look at the Warriors for all them years, bro. They were one of the top rebounding teams, and they had a dude playing
But they
six
had
six footer.
They had
Draymond.
a
But they
six
had
seven. Yeah,
Draymond,
Draymond,
they
dude.
had
They had
Draymond
That's what I'm
playing the
Draymond.
saying.
five, and
Hang
they
on,
was one of the top
if
rebounding
you
teams.
look at the Warriors,
They're
their
the
whole identity is
chocolate guys.
everybody's attacking the glass. Paz is
Yeah,
attacking the
sure
glass. Like if
enough.
you look,
But
hang on,
you think,
if you
you
look
think
at the
that's happening
Warriors,
with every opponent,
they
though?
live off of cuts and attacking the glass.
That's
Everybody's
it.
But,
attacking the glass.
That
but
is
that's the
true.
word. That's the words. You act like our system is going to be repetitive
But
to
but
No,
the
other
but
Warriors,
No,
systems
you
with
wait,
you
wait, wait,
asked
wait,
me,
wait,
hang
wait,
on,
wait,
you
John.
asked how
hold
you
on.
can
John,
do it.
What we gotta
John,
understand.
John, we kind of like have a team that can everybody shoot threes.
Exactly. So John,
yeah,
Yeah.
What we
yeah,
gotta
but that's
understand
the
is that outside of
what
Steph Curry,
you
everything
can
that the Warriors did
do.
realistically was systematic. So like a lot of their rebound opportunities and a lot of they and a lot of the way that they did rebound the ball, bro, like was based off of heavy spacing and based off of just getting to the ball first.
We do.
Trust
We
me, they didn't have nobody that played
See?
above the rim. That
Yeah,
like they had Draymond
yeah.
at the five, and then most of their rebounds was like run out rebounds. It's one of the reasons, but a lot of the games, bro, Steph was averaging like 6 rebounds a game.
Bro,
These
there
are
was really
facts. So
yo.
so
This year, I saw Brady Baginski average like 10 rebounds for a past couple of games because that's the
exactly,
same thing they do. They teach you this when Ango. If Curry's shooting, everybody's either cutting to the basket or anything else. It's all the same shit. Like it's the same
exactly,
system. When Curry's been out, they do the same system. It's the same. That's the
Yeah,
whole
exactly.
problem with team.
if
It
you have
does
a
not matter.
legit big, if you have a legit big, that becomes that
But the
becomes
thing
that
is,
But they
becomes a
don't.
big
Curry's
deal with
gravity allows other teams, bro, to not focus on
that.
ending the play. I get that.
Absolutely.
The advantage that we have is that we have five players, bro, that could do damage from the 3 point line. The Warriors didn't have that. They only had Steph and Clay.
yeah, that's
At
true.
the
And
end,
when,
at
and
the end, at the end,
especially
though, having a legit big helps solve that a lot more than always having to be the group play of, oh, we all have to rebound for the ball. Having a center actually helps that a bit more. Just saying.
No, the thing is, if you add Jalen Duren to that, the defense already know what he gonna do. He gonna just dump down, try to throw somebody out the way, and grab a rebound. This is one of the reasons why he struggled against Wendell Carter
yeah.
and Jared Allen.
Hey,
Again, he
hang
had
on.
one
Dude said
bad
in the
play for it,
comments,
man.
He
Miles
had
Turner,
two
one of the
bad
best.
series.
Miles Turner, one of
Again,
the
the
best rim
Detroit
protecting
teams
bigs.
off the ball.
Block
He just
rebound.
ran for it. Listen,
Look,
at the end of the day, Durant is 2010, man. You don't just give up on that after one bad play for
he
it.
2010, bro. Like, but here's the thing. He got plenty. He got a whole career in front of him. He's only 22 years old. If he was averaging 20 and 10, bro, for the next 3 years, I wouldn't argue with you.
We have the right guards though to help his game. You act like Michael Egor Nolan wouldn't get him easy shots in the bucket, easy lob
Bruh.
attempts. They would. You
I
can't just say
look,
that's not
bro. We
good.
don't know that, bro. We
Yes,
know
we
that
do.
Cade would, bro, because Cade is a top five player in the league.
You cannot say that to me. Look at Yeager, what he does when he can pass the ball. He's 6'9" now,
Oh
and
my
he's
God, bro!
still
Like you
Michael
saying that like
playmaking.
Yegor was getting around defenses
So you're
and
telling
knifing
me
through. He
only
had a hard
good
time.
that's
The
going
Yegor
to
had a hard time
succeed.
bringing up the ball.
So, so you're
Yeah,
What
telling
we
me,
talking about?
so you're telling me you can only succeed because Danny Wolf can play make? Stop it! Come
I'm
on,
telling you, bro, I'm telling you this because
play.
not just because Danny Wolf could play make, he could
No,
add a whole bunch
man.
of other stuff offensively as
Y'all niggas
well.
argue about this shit
This is
every show,
what?
bro.
you have. Hang
And
on.
we gonna continue to argue about it, bro.
Oh,
My logic is
man.
undeniable, bro.
I'm
I don't
going
know
to
what
say
John,
people
with
is not
Yegor
John,
understanding.
and hang on, Yegor and Michael, they have off ball gravity more than on ball. If you look
Exactly.
at Yegor, you're not worried if Yegor has the ball in his hand. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm
You're
exactly.
not.
not.
I
Look,
look at him more as a shooter. Look what he did this season. He was averaging 40 from the 3 point line instead of
Yep.
the
Yeah,
field.
I think it's
yeah.
gonna be. I think it's gonna
He
Everything
be.
with
averaged less from
Yegor is
the
gonna be
field.
off the ball
Yeah,
mostly,
he's gonna
bro.
be off the ball. I
Michael
think it's
is
going.
probably the only person that could legitimately break down defenses, bro. Like
Him and Nolan.
Danny
Yeah.
Wolf.
Him and Nolan.
Oh,
I'm
man,
Yo,
sorry.
Yeah,
listen,
no,
Yegor,
listen.
Nolan is
Yegor,
north and
MPJ,
south.
Yegor at most should
MPJ,
have.
MP.
Listen,
Hang
Oh, it's
on.
gonna be a problem.
Yegor
let me say
at
this
most
real
should have
quick.
like three
It's going
dribbles. That's all I
it's
say.
No,
Yegor should only have
Nolan
three
is
dribbles.
north and south, bro. If Danny Wolf is not getting double, bro, and he got a big seven
listen.
foot goofy on him, bro, like that
man,
shit is
Let me tell
sauce.
you something.
this is
It's gonna be
wild.
different with Mikael Brown Jr. at the point. Mikael is
Sure
shifty,
enough.
It
can handle
is.
the ball, and he can make decisions on the fly.
Right,
Yeah,
That's
I'm
a
though.
telling
fact.
you,
Right,
like
That's a
right.
fact.
it's not gonna be the same with Jaeger. Now Jaeger, we need him to handle the ball just a little bit
Right.
more, but he's not gonna be
I
handling the
don't even.
ball that
I
much.
don't even. I think Yegor should only have three
We
dribbles
just need
max.
him to
Three
be
dribbles max
able
for
to
the
take
rest.
care of the basketball or get to his spots in one or two moves
I think.
and do what he do.
I think, bro.
Money
Like,
Mike, this is double
bro, I
vision right
might.
now. This is double
People
vision.
might call me crazy, but
Please,
Danny Wolf is probably a better ball handler than Yegor.
stop,
Yeah,
stop,
no, that's not crazy at all,
That's
Leaf.
not crazy.
stop,
That's
That's
stop.
not
not
You're
crazy,
crazy.
Leaf.
overhyping
That's not
that.
crazy at all.
You can't just throw Michael and Eagle playmaking to the side. If Durant was on the team, I think Michael would get 4 assists for throwing him lobs. You see Michael's ball handling skills this summer, how he was dribbling with such, excitement with that. You don't see that?
Yeah, but
I
how about
But
hang on? How
most
about
of what
instead
Yegor
of
was doing was off the catch. It was off
yeah,
Oh,
and
cuts
how
man.
and
about
dives.
yeah,
Okay,
and
His
how
okay.
about
damage was
instead
most
of
of his damage was off of catch and shoot, cuts and dives.
What happened to Danny's playmaking this summer, Leaf?
but
Why
like
was going to hell, man? Or was it just
but
jitters or what? What was that all about?
hey
Does
John,
Danny
Danny
how
Wolf
really like
about
to
playmaking
play
is
him?
instead
fine.
of
Like
hang on? How about
you focused on 11 turnovers in a
No,
couple of games in
that,
the
that,
summer league.
that's a lot
I
of
don't know
turn.
why, bro. Like, but
You just
nobody goes back to what
no,
Danny Wolf
no, no,
was
no, no,
doing
no, no,
against
no. You can't
actual
do that.
NBA comp.
You can't do that.
Giannis.
Michael and Yegor was playmaking well. Your guy wasn't. You can't say, oh no, that
I
was just because of
understand that,
summer.
but guess
No,
what?
you just
And
got
if flip
flawed.
flop, bro,
Come on.
because
No,
I
you
can
flip flop.
guarantee you, if you go on the Brooklyn Nets page right now, outside of goddamn MPJ, in terms, Danny Wolf has the second highest highlight package, bro, in terms of minutes, and he played the least. What are we talking about, bro?
You can't act like Danny
Danny,
was
they
the
put
only
Danny Wolf
playmaker you
out
had.
there against the Giannis's and all of these bigs that could switch out, bro, like and do a whole bunch of stuff, bro. Like you think he ain't seen that? He ain't used to that. He went up against Bam. He went up against Giannis. He went up against Joker. He went up against all of these dudes. He
If,
had more comp to go up
if,
against than Yegor. Yegor couldn't even bring up the ball last year. He still can't.
if Danny
I
was,
think he can this year.
if,
No,
I
if
do.
he can, why do we got McKellen?
Well, like I said, I think Yegor is going to handle the ball a little bit, but not as much. But we
He
still
gonna
going to
handle
need
the
him.
ball in space.
Yeah, in space
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
Like I said, he don't need more than three moves. If he does more than three
He
moves, bro,
gonna
I want
handle
him
the ball
traded.
right,
in
exactly.
space, and our
That's what I
spacing,
said. I
and
think he's
most
going
But
of
to
our
do.
spacing
yeah,
is gonna come from all five positions, and
yeah.
that I think
You
that's
don't
But
where
want
Danny
Danny
Wolf
also
comes
Ainge
with
in.
out there
yeah,
ping
hang on,
ponging.
but
That's
wait,
all I'm
with
saying.
Danny Wolf at the five, it doesn't only it also helps out the space. Like John, you keep worrying about lobs. How about getting easier baskets for your guards? Like think about all I gotta do is drive and kick now, and everybody can shoot.
Exactly.
at the end of the day, Jaeger might
And
tell
that's
teammates
what
their
everybody
own
in the league
plays.
doing now is just drive and kick. They don't look for the it's drive and
And
kicks now.
basically, you're gonna have five players on the team that could put the ball on the floor in some capacity and
So,
make a pass and
so,
I
make a
still don't know
shot
if
or
Diego could be a
cut.
point guard in this league though. I still like
no,
him
but
though.
Jaeger doesn't have to be the main guard anymore because he plays like you said, Joey,
I
within
was
the
talking about
flow of the game.
MPJ.
If he
I was
finds
talking about
somebody
Michael
for a
Brown.
three, he'll throw it. If he can find somebody for a lob, he'll throw it up to him. Like Jaeger can do it within the flow of the game.
Danny
But
Wolf
when
can
we
do that as
but,
well.
but Leaf, what you're saying is that Michael's essentially irrelevant. If Danny does all the things you say he
I'm
can do,
not
then
saying that
that's
Michael is
what you're
irrelevant.
saying.
I'm
That's
saying
what you're
Michael is going to
saying.
be the primary ball handler. I'm saying that most
Right.
of Danny Wolf damage is going to be off of defensive rebounds and spacing and fast break opportunities.
But you just said like
And the
he's
half
still
court set
playing
is
to
going to
the
be in the short roll and as the soon to be hub of this team. Because he's
guy.
already proven that he's just as good as a
Okay,
decision maker and just as
Danny,
good as a creator as Yegor.
listen,
Right.
Danny's a good player, but he's not the end all be all, man. At the end of the day, I'm
He
looking at
might,
who's the
bro.
pair
How we
with
know that he
Michael and
might
Jaeger.
be?
We're jumping a whole lot of potentialities here, and I think with Michael Yegor, you got to be paying more attention to them and not just to Danny's. What I would say to you, because this whole summer's been about Danny, but rarely do you ever talk about Michael and
I
Yegor
understand that,
and
but
what
we
they
all
can
gotta
do.
understand that
No, you got to
with the
be
summer league, with the
mindful of
added
that.
summer league on, We understand that, bro. Them two is probably not gonna play every game, bro. Like it's they gonna have. We got 16 back to backs. Danny Wolf, bro. Like it's probably it's probably gonna be more comfortable, bro, playing a lot more because he's not exerting that much energy. A lot of the shit that he does on the court, it just comes to him. It's easier
But
because when
just
you seven
stop. Put
feet, bro,
that
and you
in
have
this
a
stuff.
guard skill set like that, bro, like you really don't have to do as much, bro, if you have the spacing and the shooters to work with.
Again, to what Javon what was doing a lot tonight, it said, Leaf, Jordy has to believe it, though. Again, you can believe all you want, but does Jordy believe that? Does he
I think
believe
so.
Danny Rose is a walking triple-double bucket? Does he believe he's a starting five? Does he believe he's the best playmaker on his team? Again, he has to play him like that. I have to see him actually play him in those type of roles. Before I
You
think
know
he
what?
can
I'm
fully
glad you
agree with
said it
you.
because if he don't, now I can point to that excuse. Great.
Oh, you can't. No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No,
Yep. Because
no,
you saw Jovan just said it.
you
You and
cannot
Jovan just
do
said
it.
it. Yep. Yes, I
Stop. No,
can.
no, 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 no. Leaf.
Yes,
At
I
the end of
can.
the
You
day,
Jovan just
you
said
have
it.
to
It's over. Next
leave.
question.
Leave at the end. They just own it.
I
There.
just don't
No,
understand. Like,
no, hold over you, but we will joke with you about it if it doesn't turn out the way you want to. But don't
No,
say you
because
didn't
if
see
you don't
it.
put Danny Wolf on
Hold
that
that, man.
into that capacity, and then you give him up to a coach like Rick Carlisle, and then he got him doing numbers, then what?
hmm
Wouldn't it be prudent for Jordy to put those guys in position to improve their game?
Exact. Yes, it
Wouldn't
would.
it?
yeah,
Wouldn't it? I mean, wouldn't you want to see a progression with these guys because
Yes.
That
they played
that's
a
the
lot?
kind of
Listen, let
that's
me finish. Let me finish. They played a lot this past season. Contrary to what people say, oh, they didn't play. They did play. They put up numbers. They
They did
did
play.
play, and those
They
guys,
didn't play heavy
Nolan,
minutes, but they
they
did
didn't
play.
play. They did, yeah. They played. I mean, not heavy, but they played, and they should know what to expect. Jordy should have been told them what he want from them. That is something that I'm looking
Think-
forward to this season.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
progression.
And to speak more on that, I think the training
I
camp.
think Egor. I think one more thing. I think Egor is going to make a step
Yeah,
towards something
yeah.
that we didn't see.
I
Yeah,
think Danny Wolf, bro, has the guy that keys to make a lot of steps, bro, because
I think Nolan could
he's
make
gonna
a
be
step.
battling. He's gonna be
Contrary to his
battling in
injury.
training camp with two dudes that can't play over 20 minutes a game.
Right.
That's number one, bro. Like, and then basically the main person, bro, like that's in front of him, bro, in terms of the four, he can't play that is Julius Randle, bro. So you already know Julius Randle gonna give him what I like to call guerrilla training.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
yes.
So
that
like
ain't gonna that back to the
so.
basket bullshit they gonna hit him
Yep,
with.
yeah,
But
he gonna get
that's
he
another
gonna make sure
that's
all of
another
that
thing.
physicality, bro. Like he gonna
Yeah,
give him to him, bro. He gonna throw all of that physicality
yeah.
at him for the same reason why Jimmy Butler did because he's white.
Oh boy.
But hang on, but that's another thing too. You got Julius Randle. What did he need for? Even though he did work with Rudy for a little while, it
Uh
helps
huh.
him out for having what a spacing big because now he
Yeah.
gets to do what he wants to do. Like
Right.
again, I understand your mindset of well, he's not a quote unquote your guy, but
I
at
asked
the
for
same time,
Zion Williamson. I got
he is.
Julius Randle,
Yeah,
bro.
but hang on.
I'll
He
take
is
it.
no, he is quote unquote the guy with the big longest resume on your team. So like he has a say so on the team. Like he's gonna get his game off before majority of people anyway.
You know the crazy thing
Yeah, he
is?
is too. But I think, but the common denominator is the fact that he here on a 1 year op. So
Yeah,
You know,
it's
absolutely.
kind of I think it's a combination. I think it's sort of a rapport that's basically going to someday lead into a pecking order, but because I think all of the veterans understand that a lot of the picks from the last 2 years are going to still be here a whole lot longer than them. It's a reason why they all got 2 year deals.
you know what's
You know
crazy?
what
I
I'm
just
saying? So the reality is that I feel like a lot of these players that's on the 2 year deals, they really just veterans for a lot of players in different positions. To me,
hmm
you know what I
Hang
just
on,
realized?
but you
I just
gotta
realized
understand they
that
come in here. Hang on, they come in here too because they trying to get a contract somewhere else.
you know what's
right?
crazy? I just realized Randall might start at the five if Danny comes to starting lineup. I think some people mentioned Randall was once upon a time a center of sorts. If Danny gets a starting lineup, Jordy still might play him at the four and just slide Randall to small ball five. So Leaf again, nothing's guaranteed with Danny's role. being so fluctuous
I
as it
mean,
is. You
I
just
I
have
mean,
like
to be
listen.
it
mindful of
doesn't
It
that.
really
matter. They
don't
both
matter to
hurt.
me, bro. Like I
They
think
both
the
hurt.
offense is still the same if
Yeah.
as long as Danny Wolf is in the starting
I,
lineup at some
I,
capacity.
I,
Like
I,
My thing
like
is,
everybody is just looking at position to position, bro. When NBA everything in the NBA today is switching anyway.
but he
yeah.
plays
They
good.
switch from damn near 1 to 5 at times because the thing is that like we see certain things that's very very unconventional even in terms of the matchups. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, bro. We seen goddamn Wimby
Wimby on
closing
Jalen
out to
Brunson.
goddamn Caruso who put up 31. Now Wimby did give up now Wimby did put up 40 and 20. But I already knew his ass was tired, bro. Like because the thing is, when Wimby play over 40 minutes, the Spurs is losing the next game. You can count on that shit.
Yeah, right. That is true.
When
But
that nigga
John,
play over 40 minutes, bro, the Spurs is losing the next game. Go get your
Yeah.
parlay money.
Get your money,
It's
right?
Go
gonna,
get your parlay money,
it's,
bro. Just do it.
it's, it's going to be a very interesting season, is all I could say, man. And I hope that some of our young guys really do break out, regardless of what Danny Will's role is. Leaf, I hope it's a part of the team, man. I can't say definitively it's what you want it, but I hope he's a part of this in some form. Because he can score. It's just I
If
think
Jordy
the Nets
Fernandez
are
is
really
locked in like I'm locked in, bro,
I,
Danny Wolf is about to save this Nets franchise forever.
no, that's amazing to hope
nah.
for, but you think about the fact that in 2028 we have 8 picks in the draft. I expect a trade move of some sort before 2028. So we'll see where we're at.
Like I
Egor,
said, bro,
but
if Jordy
John, like,
Fernandez has got the is me and Jordy Fernandez is connecting like Magneto and Professor X.
Whoa, what?
Trust me, bro. Like Danny Wolf is going to save the Nets
Egor,
franchise, man, for the
Egor,
next
Leaf, you know
decade,
those
bro.
two.
I'm banking on that
Yeah,
shit.
but hold on, Leaf. You know those two like guys like disagree like 99% of the time, right?
They do, but when the times that they do agree, they godly.
All right, yo, but John, not only like we're only talking about like two solidified spots on your team, and that's your two guards. Like every other piece of your team isn't really solidified in the long
Oh,
term
no.
run
In the
yet.
long term,
So
yeah, I know that.
so them eight first round picks to go to somewhere else. Like, hey, you're not gonna spend all eight, but the thing
Ashton,
is, a lot of those picks go
Well,
somewhere else.
probably yeah. No. I don't think we're gonna spend all 8, man. We ain't OKC, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
mean, no, we're not gonna do
Listen,
that.
listen, I'm glad you brought that up because I too know the front court will need a lot of work because yeah, the back court is solidified right now. So again, if you could upgrade one of those areas between now and 2028, that's a good step forward as opposed to just funneling more picks to this team because we don't hit on a lot of picks. Michael and Egor might be the best of the that you could hit on, and that's
Well, that
good. And
that's
then
because those are your two
Man, listen, the
lottery.
front court
Hang
is
on, that's
real
because
simple, bro. Like,
they're
just
two
get
lottery
Danny
picks.
Wolf and 2 athletes. Shit.
Money Mike asked the question, what player would you compare Wolf's game to?
he just said Joker 20 minutes ago. That's what he would say, Joker.
Jokic?
If he
That's what he
reaches his
said.
full potential, bro, I say nobody. Shit.
Okay.
Yo, Easy, you missed a crazy story out man.
What's up, Easy? What's good? What's good?
To not have
Oh,
big ideas, easy, man. Go smoke some weed.
yeah. That's crazy.
Big
Nah,
homie.
bro, this is a good show, guys. I gotta head out. Have a good one, Scott.
Yeah.
Ashton,
I'm gonna end the
Yep.
show.
Larry.
I'm
Good
gonna
show,
end the
guys.
show. It's been
Yeah,
over two
Scott, man,
hours.
you did great, man.
Thank you guys. I like to thank John,
Good show, guys.
Ash, Leaf, Jamal, Notorious, all the guys in the chat room. Please come back. I'm gonna do another show Wednesday at 9:30. Wednesday at 9:30. All right, everybody. Peace, love.
Peace.